So, starting 3 days ago, or as of 3 days ago, our membership in Roll20 has been downgraded to the free tier. I don't know how that will affect us. We'll find out this session. I have a strange feeling that while it won't delete what's already there, I won't be allowed to upload because I think we are past our storage quota. So that brings up the next point. There are some impending things on the horizon here. Connor will be having a baby at the end of this year, and some other things.
Right there.
Well, Connor will be giving birth to it, and Kat will be giving birth to hers.
Half will be present while I give birth.
Yes. So there's a monthly that we can do if we want to re-up it, or a yearly. So the monthly is $6 a month, and then once a year would be it's $5 a month or one-time payment of $60.
Look at that belly.
I hope I'm allowed to. Sorry, I have ADD.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Yeah, I would like to, if it's allowed, abstain myself from this conversation, but I won't really.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, that was left implied, but
okay.
So we can keep it at free and see what happens.
We just charge Ben $1 a session. Go for it.
Listen, if anyone here is charging for sessions, it's me. Okay.
It's true. Ben's a counselor. So yeah, we have that. If we want to do monthly, we can try and see what happens if we keep it free, or we can do. I would say the year. I don't know. It's cheaper technically.
I don't think the year would work out for me because I am probably gonna have to drop off like at least in November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So then
I'm down. Oh, go ahead.
A few months after that, probably sporadically.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the year was out of the question. So why don't we do this then? I think if we do up it, it would have to be monthly, or re-up it. Let's just see what happens in the next couple of sessions, and if we hit a wall, I'll pay it. It works immediately, and then we'll figure out for how long we want to do it, and then you guys can just kind of, cash at me or whatever.
Give the monthly a try, and if we do it for a session or two, and we're like, yeah, this is ass, then let's just do monthly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all on the same page.
Don't pay until we need to.
Yeah, that's what I would say. My fear is that things will delete as I upload, which I don't want. So I'll have to keep an eye on that.
I don't even think they'll let you upload. They'll make you delete.
I would hope so, but
that would be pretty messed up.
Look, I would hope so, but I don't have the most faith in Roll20 because we can't get our video half the time. So
yeah, true.
I'm not going to rely on this. Ben, while you are here, do you want to be the jukebox guy?
Can I eat my dinner first?
All right, fine.
I'm technically I started my dinner break right now.
All right, let me.
And I am I do get on my double days I get an hour dinner break, so I'm using the first hour regardless. That even if I get a call,
discount double break.
All right, I'll just play something then.
I will as soon as I'm done eating. I will.
No, I scheduled something as soon as you're done eating that you're gonna have a call.
Jared's gonna call in at 7 o'clock.
I have a crisis.
It's true.
What part was the party all of last session, or did we stop in the middle of it?
Party,
no, all right. So
the party wasn't the entire. No, the party was the entirety of the session. The party was also the session before.
We started when I was challenged to a duel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I got it then.
So you guys started at the duel and you ended back at the House of Elixir.
Don't worry about that.
All right. So Dan, you're up. Let's hear it.
Okay. So Justine, who was the Duchess's friend, helped instigate a fight between Jeffrey, which was the boy that she was trying to make jealous, and Scorn.
His last name is
Jeffrey wasn't playing fair at all. He gave him a dull blade and all this bullshit while using the real blade. And Scorn was also rolling like gas, which didn't help anything. So
also Jeffrey's fault.
Which is also Jeffrey's fault, yes. So Sam stealthily kind of attempted to assassinate him. No big deal. We're gonna gloss over that. It's nothing huge. And then that caused the duel to come to an abrupt stop.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I mean, they could have just kept going. Jeffrey's a
Because
little
they
bitch
were
about
babies.
it. The White Raven lady. What was her name?
Andrea.
Andrea threw.
Kelly.
Yeah, there it is. Andrea threw a smoke bomb essentially in the middle of the duel, and then to kind of cause some confusion, and then Sereth, along with Andrea, helped convince people that they didn't see me do it because one guy, which I think is still BS, said that he saw me.
You rolled bad stealth.
Yeah, well, like I don't know.
It was a 14.
Bad for Dan is still really high.
Yeah, but
Bad
either
for
way,
Dan is amazing for me.
You rolled a natural 2, I think.
Probably that makes sense with how I was rolling that session. But Sareth and Andrea helped convince him that it was another person, and then she poisoned the guy to make him go berserk, and that also, at least in part, helped for the time being take suspicion off me. And then we got questioned by some guards where I rolled a nat 1 for the second time. Charisma, I don't know, whatever charisma check I was doing, I got a nat 1 on it.
Deception, probably.
Yeah, deception, persuasion, whatever. It's the second time that I've done that. And then they thought it was me, but Andrea, before we got lined up, gave Sareth a Pokeball that could bamf us out back to the
Damn right.
the underground bar that we were at, which is the Thieves Guild basement area. So we bamfed back into there, and Andrea made it out. She was not happy with us. I think she was taking it, I don't know, a little too personally, but she was not very happy at all. And then she basically locked us in the basement, saying that we couldn't leave. But Sareth wanted to leave because he was supposed to meet some person at his parents' bakery.
Wow.
What?
You said he.
She was supposed to meet someone at her parents' bakery. So while we were trying to find a way out, we got robbed by this asshole of a gnome. And then we caused this huge commotion, got our money back, and because of the huge commotion, they wanted us out as badly as we wanted to get out. So they helped us with a smuggler smuggle both Sareth and Sam to the bakery to meet what ended up being Sareth's family in the back room. All while that was going on, Scorn basically had an interview to become a hitman.
It's true. I forgot about that.
He was sitting at a table with someone who was a hitman, and he interviewed someone who wanted a hit. And he tried to put a hit out on Jeffrey and his brother, but it costed a
lot of money. Yeah,
a boatload of money. That
10 grand ahead.
Yeah. So we ended up, so then back to Sam and Sareth at the bakery. We met Sareth's family, who are working with the Golden Grin, and they are working to undermine the Conclave and the Marquette family, who run the mine. We also found out that Andrea lied to us about the meeting with the Golden Grin. She purposely said that it was not going to happen so that we wouldn't show up to it, but she still went to it. And then we were also given updates about the city, about what happened after Sareth left, what happened at the Temple of Helm, and the mines and everything like that. And then I think we ended session with leaving the bakery and heading back to the basement, which is, I believe, where we stopped.
Correct. Andrea met you at the very last second that evening and said that you had expressed worry that your friend Arthas was out there alone. I'm actually not making this up. I think Sarah said it explicitly.
Yeah, that did happen. I remember.
And Andrea explained that
I
she has located him and will bring him to the hideout the next morning. So we will pick up.
Oh yeah, and we found out that Arthas has been undercover with the Thieves Guild people, or the people that are imitating the Thieves Guild and trying to like frame them.
Correct.
That's the group that Arthas has been. I forget what was their name.
Silent Order.
Silent Order. That's what it was.
So
Silent hobos.
it is a raining evening as you guys are escorted to your respective rooms in the housing section of the House of Elixir Underbelly. What would you guys like to do before bed? Arthas is not there. Andrea has left you. It's just Sareth, Sam, and Scorn.
Who's leading us?
You have been led by the gentleman to this area.
On the way there, to being led, I'm gonna go. Excuse me. Does there happen to be like a window in these? Or
A
just
window.
A place for airflow, maybe.
Window. I'm afraid
I
not.
like fresh air.
I don't think there's a way for that to
doesn't do
happen
well
down here. And I've been given explicit orders to keep you down here until at least tomorrow morning. I will level with you. If you really do need to catch fresh air. At this point, are you out of your disguises? I would imagine, right?
Probably, if we're not going back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can perhaps convince Boris yourself to let you out for a small amount of time. Personally escort you.
Who can convince Boris to do anything?
He's stubborn as a bull. A pun intended.
And then this one? I point at Sam. Convince anybody of anything?
I'm afraid that's all I can offer you.
I know good with words.
Well, neither is Boris. But perhaps
Maybe
you
we'll
can
get
figure
along.
out a way.
Even playing field.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind if I feel like the walls are closing in on me, and I might be all right. We'll see how it goes.
Sam, if you want to be let out, if you wouldn't mind grabbing me as well, I wouldn't mind being let out too. So
If you need walkies.
in the middle of the night, if you wanna go for a walk, I'd be happy to join you.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Poop bags are in the counter under the bar.
I'll bring a leash, Score, and we'll make it work.
All right.
All right.
Can hold each other's leashes.
Well, we have arrived. If you need anything else besides that, I can try and accommodate. But until then, enjoy your stay. See you bright and early.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night.
He'll bow and turn. You turn and see down the hall, Boris is standing by the stairwell.
I'm gonna go like this to him.
Boris.
You can hear like an exhale through his nose, and he just kind of nods, acknowledging you.
He likes us.
For some reason, I feel like he's still annoyed with us about the whole gnome thing.
Nah, he likes us.
So, anything else you'd like to do before you lay down for the evening?
I think I'm all right. I've had a long day.
Make a Constitution saving throw to see how freaked out I am. Oh no, I'm good. I'll be alright tonight.
You're coming off the high of being in a box, so this is open. You're like in a
that makes
canyon
sense.
right now.
I did get smuggled in a box.
Yes. Yeah. So, you all bed down for the evening, contemplating some of your actions and the actions of your friends. Sareth.
Yes.
Somewhere in between sleeping and becoming conscious occasionally, you feel as though you're being observed.
Oh no.
Oh, not this shit
Is there
again.
a way to feel like it's in
Seems like I'm leaving
person
this
or
campaign at the right time.
if it's like magical?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like, or you can do a Perception if you'd like to do more of a physical route.
Yeah, I'll go with the perception. Where is it?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay. So in your darkened chambers, you were wise enough to leave a candle that gives off a faint glow.
I also have
And
dark vision.
yeah, which enables you to see better even still. And there seems to be no physical presence, translucent or opaque or otherwise, in the room that would warrant any sort of feeling watched or feeling of being watched. This is akin to the feeling that you felt when you were on the way here, like traveling a few times.
I guess I'll lay my head back down and say, I know you're there.
There's no response.
No response.
Do I hear him, or am I like heard, or am I sleeping?
You're in different rooms. You're all in different rooms.
Oh, we're all different rooms. Oh, okay, got it.
It's spacious.
There's plenty of bunks here. People kind of file in and
or
out.
after the long rest?
This is probably before. This is like in the very beginning stages of sleeping.
All right, and then could I do dispel magic on it?
Sure, you can try. Yeah.
Is it on a magical effect within range?
So, casting this, the feeling immediately dissipates.
Yeah, fuck that feeling.
I'll be watched if they're gonna just not acknowledge me.
I'll be 1 second. I'm gonna keep my headphones on though. I can hear.
Okay. So, with that, after some time passes and that feeling has dissipated, you fall asleep pretty easily. Everyone takes a long rest successfully. So, do what you have to do for that.
Long rest.
Long rest.
10, 11.
Oh, why is my AC 20?
Reset.
Oh, because Sarah helped me in battle.
Yeah, she casted
And you
Shield of
helped
Faith.
yourself too. You got the AC boosting one.
Yeah.
Great. You
How
were,
do?
you were boosted.
I realized recently that I've been doing hit dice wrong my whole life. How do they work again? I get half
Get
back.
half back every long rest.
Sounds like
Yeah, the half the number of your hit dice maximum back.
So I've
So you
back
have
to
12 hit dice, so you get 6.
Get up to 6, yeah.
Up to 6 back.
alrighty. I'm good.
Okay, so I would ask one of you to roll me a d8 for the weather this day.
So that's always been Scorn.
It's his forte.
Warren the weatherman.
I'm the D8 guy.
Okay. You awake to the steady sound of rain.
Nice.
No thunder or anything like that, but you can kind of hear, even in the basement floor, when it's really hard rain, you can kind of still hear it. It's very low. Aside from that, you wake up at some hour in the morning. There's no sunlight to indicate what time, but you are all awoken by the loud banging of a pot and like a wooden spoon on it, as Andrea says, "Get up! Let's go, we're gonna be late, get up!" She's just banging on the pot.
It's rude.
I'll get up, and as I open the door, I'm like, "Aren't you guys trying to be subtle down here? Like, don't you not want anyone knowing that you're here?"
It's 5:30 in the morning, no one knows we're here. Get up! And she
What
just
are we going to
continues.
be late for?
Ah, finally, someone asking valid questions. Well, come out, I have someone that is eager to see you.
Did you wake them up with the pot too?
I walk out and I have like a feather sticking out. You know, I didn't do my morning grooming ritual yet as a bird, so like my feathers are kind of.
Standing
I'll
in
walk out.
the hallway for those that walk out. Not work out.
Out.
Sam doesn't see it.
Yeah, dude. Sarah's been up for 4 hours doing crunches. Comes out
Hey, you gotta have
at
that
washboard
20
abs.
strength. Somehow.
You guys.
What me? I'm telling you, it wasn't me. I don't know who brought me here, but I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Relax.
I know
I
that
told you
racist
I'd bring you
voice
to your
anyway.
friends.
Oh, friends! I don't have no friends. My friends are the street.
And you walk. You all walk out to see Arthas screaming at not only Andrea but
Oh, the boss man will hear about this. I promise you that.
What did I
Arthas.
call her? I forget.
I know that
Who's
racist. I know
on
that
there?
racist
I know that
accent
racist
anywhere.
voice anywhere.
That racist voice. I know that.
Well, I'll let you catch up. 30 minutes, I'll be back. We have things to do today.
Catch up. Oh no, what? Oh. Hey.
Arthas,
Where you
what's
been?
up, man?
Hey, guys.
She
Chad,
walks away.
You really take method acting seriously. Like, where have you been? Have you literally been a hobo this whole time? Like, you know, we had
He's-
a hotel
by the way-
and everything.
He stinks.
Oh,
His hair is shaggy.
Undercover.
Is Dirt with him?
Dirt is not with him.
Oh,
What happened to
Arthas,
Dirt?
Where's Dirt?
yeah, Arthas. what
Oh,
happened to Dirt?
he's off running an errand. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
No,
I have
Dirt's
some plans.
fine, but he's not
He's
with
still
Arthas.
undercover.
So to speak.
Okay, all right.
Dirt,
How's it
Dirt
going?
running an errand.
So to speak.
scares me.
But
Alright.
Arthas smells foul, by the way.
All right.
Yeah, don't worry. You spend about like another 2 days around me, and then you would get used to it. But anyway. So, all right. We need to talk.
Yeah, give us the
as you
lowdown.
know, I've been.
Okay, could you
like-
talk from like down
The
there?
other side of the room. Yeah. Other side of the room.
Come on, guys. It's me. It's me.
It's not a function of who you are. It's more
This
about
is the smell of trash
state of-
royalty.
it's more about how you are right now.
There's a halfling worker behind Arthas who just scoffs at him and says, racist, and walks by.
Oh, for off then. Alright, so, all right. So no, so seriously, we need to talk. So I'm an undercover, as you know, and I've been following this guy, Ian, who you would think that he runs a group of vagabonds or homo.
Homos?
That's
kind
what
of
Ben's been
stuff is-
doing.
What kind of stuff have you been doing there?
Wow.
I mean, look, it's whatever you want. Like, no, judgment free, Arthas. Judgment free.
Arthas comes back with a rainbow tattoo and like a rainbow colored clothes.
That was
Got a
entirely
crop top
unintentional. That was completely unintentional. That's hysterical.
A vagina
Um,
shirt.
His
Oh,
shorts
make
say
myself
juicy
throw up.
on
I
the
was laughing
back.
so hard.
Juice.
All right. Oh shit! God, that was funny. So anyway, so he leads this group of vagabonds, this group of hobos, whatever you want to, call them, and pretty much, I've been running with them, and I don't know if you've seen the buildings that have been randomly burning down, or the abandoned buildings that have, the buildings that have been foreclosed on, so to speak. I don't know if you noticed that around
Yeah.
the city. But basically, this group goes there. We have our assignments, and we each go to. There's a guy named Curly, and he gets. Lord knows where he gets this information from, but he gets this information from somewhere, and he knows where these houses are that are gonna, that we can essentially pick.
Okay.
And Ian kind of breaks us up, and we go to these different areas. So I've been working to kind of become Ian's right-hand man, and I've done a pretty good job of it. So, as Ian. So as I've been working with Ian, I've been hearing about this guy named Clint, right? So, really, I have no idea who Clint is, but apparently he was pretty high up in this group. Excuse me, sorry. I was laughing so hard. So Ian, so Clint was kind of like Ian's right-hand man, and seemingly about a month and a half, 2 months ago, Clint just kind of disappeared. And when I ask Ian about it, he gets really touchy. And hold on, I'm gonna message you a quick question, Jared, just because I'm not sure if this is something I can share with the group or not, and I don't want to ruin the entire campaign.
No, that's all right.
Clint
the main
is
big
Kern.
bad
Oh,
guy is actually
Clint.
Arthas
Clint
is
is
Kern.
actually Kern.
Yeah, Arthas is Kern. That's
Arthas is Kern from the future come back to the past.
This takes method acting so hard.
He's no
Very
longer a
easily
hobgoblin
dissociated.
or an orc.
I was gonna say, is Kern a hobgoblin? That's
No,
news to
Kern-
me.
Kern's an orc.
Dissociate. It's just an accent that he does.
Yeah, how does Kern speak?
Yeah,
Does he
they
have
would.
the same racist voice.
Okay, because I definitely I didn't write it down. Can you? Out of everything that we discussed, it was the one thing I didn't write down.
It's the Silent Order. That's his.
Okay, so yeah, so Ian is the leader of the Silent Order, and there's this guy named Clint who is his right hand man. And like I said, about a month and a half ago to 2 months ago, Clint disappeared. And when I try to talk to Ian about it, he gets really, really. He just kind of shuts down and gets kind of touchy about it. And when I ask other people in the group, no one really it's kind of like a don't talk about topic. So what I've managed to gain is that Clint was kind of forced out. It wasn't that like something happened to him. Well, obviously something happened to him, but it's not like he voluntarily left the group. He was kind of pushed out. So
But you have no idea why.
Yeah, I have literally I have absolutely no idea why.
Okay.
But one of the things that stuck out to me, so Curly has a handicap. He has a mental handicap. And it's very strange to me how he seems to get all of this information given his handicap. And when I say like a mental handicap, like pretty much you have to remember when I first started talking to Dirt before he understood Undercommon and it was like 2-word sentences.
Yeah.
That's like the handicap that we're talking about for Curly. So, and he's the only one that knows where these kind of locations are.
Could he be like a secret psychic or something like that? Like maybe
So I'm not. So I decided, I could use this kind of like right hand man thing to like, gain myself some leverage. So I really wanted to know. He keeps getting information about these targets. So what I've noticed is when we go to sleep at night, Curly is always the last one to go to sleep. So I've started saying, like, staying up later, saying, like, oh, it's my duty as Ian's right-hand man to kind of keep an eye on everyone and, make sure everyone's safe, going to sleep, there's no fighting, whatever. And I noticed before Curly goes to sleep, he keeps, like, checking something. Like, he wears, like, a really tattered, raggy overcoat. And I noticed that every time he goes to sleep, he just, like, reaches down to the right side and then just goes to sleep. And it's almost like, it's not like he's like feeling like to see if he's in like pain or anything. It's like he's checking to make sure something's there, right?
In his pocket?
Yeah, in this pocket.
Okay.
So one night after he did this, I noticed, again, Curly's the last to go to bed. I noticed that he was burning something. So I go up to him under the guise of, this is all kind of like, listen, I'm not one of these, people. So we've been adventurers. I kind of know when something's up. So I went over there under the guise of like, making sure Curly didn't burn himself or hurt himself or anything. And Jared, do you want to share the
Yes.
picture or is that not? Okay.
No.
That's when Curly does what is it? Usual Suspects and speaks in fluent English.
Yeah. So Curly, so I noticed that after he burned stuff, he was able to grab one thing, and what I was able to grab was this symbol. I don't know if it means anything to you guys, but I got nothing.
I can't upload it, so I'll send it in the group chat.
Is it the Order of the Eye? They had magic books for communication before.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me
had
send
one.
it to you. Let me show it to you real quick, and I pull it out of my pocket.
You guys have all seen this symbol before.
I've never seen this man before in my life.
Where have I seen this symbol before?
This was etched into dirt at one point. Not like Dirt the character, but physical dirt.
Thank you for
I was
clarifying.
about to say
Yes.
Fort Dirt.
Or dirt.
I was like, geez.
You've seen this in the cave things when you were going through the marsh. This is the symbol tied to the class.
Oh.
Now, one night, I went up to Ian and I kind of asked him what's up with Curly because I said, listen, I just, if I'm going to be your right-hand man, I want to make sure that I can help look out for Curly because I know he has this handicap. And Ian said that, Curly is just pretty much infatuated with fire. But it also seems that Ian kind of has no idea what he's doing. Like, meaning Curly's doing. And I can kind of read people pretty well, and I could tell he's, from what I could tell, he was telling the truth. So one thing that did stand out to me was I noticed one moment where, so Curly has this mental handicap, right? And it's like he has kind of, if I had to gauge it, I would say he has the maturity of like an 11-year-old, based off of what he's presenting. But he did something that was like, he did something that was like
bad judgment to the professionals. I don't know if you agree in that or anything.
So he did something one day that was like definitely above his handicap, his disability, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So Ian does take pretty good care of Curly, but he also, listen, Ian is not a good guy. He's going to take advantage of who he can take advantage of. So Curly, so we pay like dues. Like we donate what we find in these buildings, but then we also have to like pay dues to stay in the organization.
So and what does everyone get if they're donating what they find and also paying?
Well, so hold on, I'll get there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's very confusing. So anyway, so we donate, stuff, and then we also have to pay dues. So I noticed one day that Ian was trying to like overcharge Curly, like he was trying to so our dues are about like 20 copper. And he was, he charged everyone else in front of Curly. He charged them all 20 copper. But then when it was Curly's turn, he's like, oh, we have new dues. You got to pay 25. And Curly was like, no, like in his way, like, I don't think that's right. And so Ian kept pushing him. And then Curly, like, it was like very out of character for him. He was just very adamant that it was 20 and that all he owed was 20. And he counted out 20 exactly. Like normally someone has to help him. He counted out 20 exactly, and he just walked away. So that was, pretty weird. So I tried to go up to Curly and like ask him about it. And I tried to like prod him a little bit, and I noticed the more I prodded, he started like getting loud and getting upset. And so I kind of backed off because, I didn't want to blow my cover. So I did ask Curly about Mr. Clint. Clint, but he calls him Mr. Clint. And all he kept saying was, Mr. Clint did a bad thing. Mr. Clint did a bad thing. He just said over and over and over. And then I kind of asked what he did, and Curly just so Ian has like a stash where he keeps all the things that we donate. And Curly just kind of pointed to the stash, and he just says that Clint stole. He says, Mr. Clint stole. Now, the thing is, once again, when I started pushing Curly, I was kind of getting the idea that maybe he wasn't... The best way to put it is I don't know how truthful this disability is. I can't really say for sure that maybe he still has a disability, but it's more than what he's kind of showing us. Or he has no... I really don't know, but I'm getting a vibe that the more I asked him about it, the more attention I would pull to myself. So I had to back off. So over the days, I noticed that this, I keep an eye on this stockpile that Curly pointed out. And over the days, I noticed the stockpile is kind of changing. And so what I mean by that is we give new things every day. And I noticed that no one, let me just make it clear. No one touches Ian's stuff. No one. These people are it's almost like Ian's like a god to these people. Like they follow his every word. They do whatever he says. Like it's very almost cult-like. So I noticed that in the stockpile, there are some days that it changes. And when I say changes, there are things that we donated one day, and then I'm pretty much with Ian all day. The next day when I wake up, these things aren't there. And I haven't seen Ian sell it. I haven't seen Ian do anything with it. I haven't seen anyone steal anything. So I was trying to figure out what was going on with this stockpile. And so I kind of went up to Ian and I played that angle again, so to speak, of being his right-hand man. And I was kind of Ian, listen, if I'm gonna keep rising up through the ranks here, I need to make sure that you trust me. And so I bring up this issue of the stockpile. And so Ian admits to me that he was being pretty secretive and he was keeping some information from me. And so I said, Ian, you know, you don't have to tell me everything, but if this is going to work, you got to give me at least an idea of what's going on. So he goes into his tent and he brings out this like huge ledger, which I would not expect him to have at all. And in this ledger, it's he's basically keeping track and catalogs everything that we've taken, that he's taken, that, you know, since the beginning of the Silent Order was founded. He catalogs it, and then he's also been selling it, and he has like an inventory system inside of it. So he has I would not expect a hobo to understand the intricacies of balancing a budget and keeping a ledger and stocking inventory and everything else. And so he uses the money that we make. He gives us a small like stipend, so to speak, and then the half of that money goes to the dues, and then he also uses the money that he makes to kind of like cover the expenses of the group, which is once again not something I wouldn't expect that from someone that's running a group of vagabonds and hobos. So I'm trying to figure out that Ian is kind of embezzling, or he's not honest about what he is or what he's doing. And so as he was going back into his tent, the flap opened a little bit, and I looked inside a little bit, and I saw like on a book laying towards the front of the tent. It was like next to the ledger. It seemed like it had like a clasp on it. It seemed very, it was very important book. I saw the name Angarelli. Oh. And so I started asking, around, kind of playing the streets a little bit. I did some kind of non-PC stuff where I kind of changed my disguise so I could run with, like, talk to some other groups and get some information. So it turns out Ian is Ian Angarelli, and the Angarellis are one of the top 4 noble houses in Aresi.
We know Justine Angarelli.
I don't see now that the name Angarelli is not familiar to me.
Okay.
What is the name Andrew? I don't know what that name indicates.
Yeah.
Justine is the Duchess's friend.
Yeah, the one who's jealous.
We sort of have been on the opposite side of things as you. We've been, clinking glasses with the elite of the city. And so we were at a ball last night that went sort of awry. Maybe don't mention to anyone that we were there. But at that ball we went as guests of the Duchess.
Well, you did. We were servers.
Right. I was the guest of, what was her name? Oh my God.
Lady Lenore.
Lenore, yes. Lenore Marquette. And Lenore's best friend is Justine, and so I've spent a lot of time with her. She does not like me, but I do know, I'm familiar with her at least. So sorry, continue.
No, I needed to know that because the name Angarelli doesn't mean anything to me,
Mm-hmm.
So what I found out is Ian actually ran away a very long time ago. That reason seems to stem from like a long-standing argument with his father, because Ian doesn't want to take over the family business, and the family business is accounting. So now things are adding up. I go, well, obviously, that's why he can keep track of this ledger. So Ian doesn't want
to go into the family business. He sure is kind of in the family business.
Right? Yeah. It's a little weird. And Ian, for some reason, really does not like the rich. So what I'm starting to piece together is Ian and the Silent Order, they're working to kind of undermine the rich families of Aresi, but it's not for a good cause. What I found out, Ian is actually trying, and this is why the Clasp made sense, Ian is trying to align himself with a group called the Clasp, and he answers to someone within that organization called Montreal.
Okay, we know Montreal as well.
Once again, I don't Who is
That's
Montreal? I
the
don't
robot
know who
dude, right?
Montreal is.
Yeah, it's the robot dude.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Met
He
him.
has a robot arm.
Yeah.
Oh no, he has a robot half of his body.
Is it really full half? I thought it was just his arm.
So
No,
he
leg.
does have
Face
a
too.
robot arm.
Oh, I'm
Dan.
sorry. I still was
Yeah,
right
you are
about
absolutely correct. He has a cane, and that whole side of him is metal.
Yeah, he's working with the clasp as well, right?
that. Yeah, the
Well,
class is funding Kern.
We
Yeah.
knew that he was working, or at least I thought we suspected that he was in the Cult of the Eye. I didn't know that he was working with the Clasp. Because he was one of the people
No, he's
who
part of the class, but I think they're also working.
everyone's
Well,
working
so
together.
then that's really interesting. 'cause
They're all
it seems
against us.
Ian. It seems that Ian is. I mean, maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't know. This I wasn't able to figure out. But it seems like him and the Silent Order are like kind of secretly funding Kern, because Ian is
Yeah.
funding the Clasp, and the Clasp is funding
indirectly,
Kern.
it would
Yeah.
seem that way.
Right.
So all I know is Ian is continuing to do this to try and raise his stature with the Clasp, and that's kind of what I have been able to gauge. So it's not like I was. Listen, I smell like shit, but I smell like shit for a reason.
Don't say.
Arthas,
I hardly noticed. I hardly noticed.
this is excellent intel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, this is definitely great.
Some questions though. Does Ian's family know what he's doing?
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay, we could use that to our advantage potentially. I don't know what we could do with
They
that,
know
but that's something.
where he is.
Well, I'm saying no. But remember, take that with a grain of salt, because I didn't even know what the
You don't
Angelelli
know.
last name meant.
So you don't think so, but you're not sure.
I don't think so,
You
because I
don't
can't
know.
imagine they would allow him to do it. But I really can't say for sure, yes or no, whether they know what he's doing.
They also might know and not want to really acknowledge it. It might be a
Right.
point of
So that's why
embarrassment.
it's very. So that's why I would take whatever I say in terms of the royal families or the noble families with a grain of salt.
Grain of pepper.
I will say, Arthas, we didn't exactly go through this before, but you would have known no one in that entire organization, Silent Order, uses a last name, and that's a rule Ian established.
You guys know that.
Okay.
Well, it makes sense why he wants to keep his last name hidden.
So the people of the Silent Order obviously have no idea that he's actually this noble guy.
No.
And-
I mean, once again, the people in the Silent Order think he's just a regular vagabond kind of guy.
Do you think?
A regular homo.
So what I'm thinking is we're here, right? We're here to stop Kern. We're here to disrupt. We're here to just basically put a stop to any sort of like funding and we're trying to slow down Kern. One way to do that, it seems to me,
Would be to
would
take
be
out.
to take out the Silent Order by revealing Ian's identity.
We don't even need to take out the Silent Order. We just need to take out Ian, because apparently Ian is doing all of this under the nose of the Silent Order. They don't know what he's doing.
Right.
'Cause
So
he
we
is
either,
only
but if we
taking
take,
ledger.
we could take him out, but an easier way might be to just, if he doesn't have followers, he has nothing, right? So like, if people
Yeah,
Whatever-
that's
know-
what I'm saying. We don't have to take out the whole order. We just need to take out him.
Whatever your next course of action is, I need to fill you in on some additional news.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I mean, listen, I don't know what the fuck is up with our group, and every one of us has a vision like once every month. But, I had a vision. I don't know what to tell you. I was communing with my God. No.
I had a vision.
No,
with my
so when I
deity.
was sleeping,
That's so Raven Queen.
yeah, so one night when I was sleeping, I sleep kind of on the outskirts of the group. So I can like kind of, do that idea of keep an eye on everyone.
I'm gonna
And
make
as I
that
was
so Raven
sleeping-
Queen a shirt in the merch store.
Let's go. I already have it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So as I was sleeping, I woke up and there was a black raven that was next to me. And it kind of started like, when an animal wants you to follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I woke up and we all know my interaction with ravens and everything else. So I followed it, and it led me into an alley. And when I turned down the alley, the raven was no longer there. And there was just kind of this like porcelain white skinned thing with a really long black robe and very long glowing like black hair. But I couldn't make out the face. And she walked up and touched me. Yeah, really about the homo stuff. So
Called it.
yeah, so she
And
walked
Joker,
up and
like,
touched
boom
me,
with a penis.
and immediately I had like a vision. And so what I've learned is, you know how I found out some truths about my parents where what I was told happened to them isn't what really happened to them?
Hmm.
So the Raven Queen is kind of, she is the judgment, so to speak, of life and death, and she kind of could almost controls the cycle of life and death. And when that cycle for people is disrupted, it causes her distress. So my family was followers of the Raven Queen, and it turns out that their cycle ended early, meaning it wasn't when the Raven Queen had intended for their cycle to end.
You mean their life, like they were killed premature?
More, yeah. We say so. In the religion, we say cycle because she doesn't naturally control when people live or die, but she can more kind of control the flow of life, the circle of. She has an idea of the end.
It just seems like death with extra steps.
Yeah, more or less. It's kind of murky. So, I don't know why. I have to leave the group.
And go where?
So I have to, in this vision, pretty much I have to write, the things that happened to my family. I have to find out what happened to them. And by doing so, I've been hearing the word champion, and I've been seeing these kind of visions of this kind of black object, like through the past couple days, to the point where I can't ignore it. And then what do you know? I'm doing my vagabond thing through the city yesterday, and I see Dahlia walking down the street. And so I kind of, approach her in my bum way, but I pulled her to the side, away from the group, and I convinced her to like give me some money so I could tell the group that I kind of held her up. But I told her, I asked her, like, what are you doing here? And she said she had this, once again, just like last time, she had the same exact vision as me. So what we know is from this vision, we have to go to Ayton. We have to head north up to Ayton, which, is the capital of the Republic. Mm-hmm. And in that process, through being in Ayton and through going up there, I'm supposed to be going through the trials of the champion to become the Ravens Queen champion. I got to be honest with you guys, I'm still trying to figure out what that means. But I learned that one of the markers that the Ravens Queen champion has returned to this realm, which is something that hasn't, like, apparently they have been missing for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years on Gaia, is that I need to find one of the armaments of order, and it's called Atiesh, the Black Crown. And this Black Crown is there's 8 armaments, right? And some of them are weapons, some of them are objects, maybe armor. But for me and with my patron, I know that our patron's armament is Atiesh, the Black Crown. And so, more or less, the Raven Queen wants me to find Atiesh, the Black Crown, and with it, I will become what's considered, that's how the Ravens Queen champion is marked. And with it, I'll be known throughout Gaia as the hero deity of the Black Crown. It's like a little bit below like a demigod, kind of. There's some hints of whispers of invulnerability that comes along with finding the crown. But pretty much that's the path that I have to take. Now, because I have to take this path, I figure, I can still use it to our advantage. I know that Kern is and the Conclave are slowly making their way north, and I know Yarn is at risk. So I'm gonna try and get by clearing my family's name, I should be able to at least get an audience with one of the leaders of the Tal'Dorei Republic, and I can kind of let them know what's going on down here in the south. And hopefully, when I return, I will have reinforcements with me, along with the Black Crown.
But, well, you know, aren't we supposed to head up that way anyway? I mean, you could just
Yeah.
be the representative from Yaren. Because, like, didn't they want to speak with us?
Well, so they did, but what ties into it is I need to clear. There's something involving my family and Aiton, where my family's name is kind of like shunned, and so part of it is I need to clear that name in order to finish my parents' cycle, but then also to continue my cycle.
Well,
And part of continuing my cycle is alerting them of what's going on.
maybe lead with you're from Yaren and then follow up with your family's name.
Yeah.
That-
I mean,
but-
regardless, it's going to take me a while to get there.
well, yeah, I know.
You know, the part of the way getting there is going through these trials, whatever they may be.
And so the plan is to find the crown on the way to Yaren, or once you're there.
On the way or in all I
Aiton, by
it's-
the way.
Either or.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sorry. That's
Aiden.
what I meant. I meant Aiden.
Yeah.
My bad.
just think DeAndre Aiden. So
Yeah.
so I believe the crown may be in Aiton. That's where the last whispers of it were, but that was also where the Raven Queen's religion kind of crumbled like many years ago. So, you know, it could have been moved from there since, but it's really, I have quite a, I guess, kind of my own path in front of me for a little bit.
All right. Well, best of luck.
I
On that path.
understand having a path that you need to follow.
Yeah, I mean,
Things can't get in the way.
I mean, like I said, we do need to head up that way. So maybe,
Maybe
you
we can
know,
meet up.
maybe our paths will converge again.
Hopefully, you know, they will. Either way, I mean, if we do meet, hopefully the next time we meet, I will have a very large contingency of Republic forces ready to head to war with us.
That would be cool. You should speak to Andrea. She might be able to help. The
Well,
woman
what
that
I'm gonna
dragged you
do-
in with the pot and pan, she's got connections up there. She might also be able to help.
That's what
Well,
they
what I've-
discussed prior. To
Right.
you.
Okay.
So what I've also noticed is ever since this vision, ravens have been kind of following me, and I can kind of command them, so to speak. So when I have news or something to share with you, I can't say it won't scare the shit out of you, but black ravens will appear, and if you notice a black raven, it means that, you know, they'll be carrying a message from me to you guys.
Yeah, you know, you could just talk to it because then I'll be able to talk to the bird and communicate that way.
Unfortunately, it's a little harder than that.
Well, you know, we'll figure it out.
Just
But that's
for-
kind of what's
I got this
going on.
bird connection. I think we'd be able to. I think we can make it work.
So that's what's happening.
All right.
Well, just like you know, our paths were brought together. They'll come apart, but you know, like listening, you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand it, but I'm very confident that our paths will cross again one
Yeah,
day.
separated in
And
the past. Well, we've gotten back together, so no reason
Yeah,
it won't happen
and
again.
you know the threads of fate are always intertwined. So
very true. You know, so I wish you luck on your journey. I know that you know this won't be the last that we hear or see of you. Looking forward to hearing more about your journey and how it's going. And like I said, hopefully once we wrap up around here and head up north, we'll be able to meet back up again and kick some more
yeah,
ass.
you know, as I go through this, I don't even know what to call it. These trials. I mean, there might be a chance. You know, I don't know what the future holds for me, but I just know that I have to become this champion, and you know, hopefully, I will see you guys soon. But one of the problems is I need to leave now. Like, I need to be out. Because-
what are you still doing here?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm hoping you guys could kind of help me.
Yeah,
Because
of course. What do you need
I
help
am
with?
out of disguises, and I can't let Ian obviously see me leaving the city with my sister.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure these people got.
We know a really good smuggling guy, as long as you're not afraid of being stuffed in a crate.
Arthas, also, before you go,
What?
I have two things. One, I've been holding on to this, and I'll take off. I have Dirt's horn that he used. For some reason, that's just chilling in my inventory. You can give this back to him because I take it I won't see him again, and you probably will.
Oh yeah, is Dirk going with you? I feel like
I should have mentioned that. So Dirt is apparently going to be like what's a good in the vision it was something about the squire of the Raven Queen, and Dirt is like my right hand man. I'm going to be continuing to teach him common. I'm going to be training him in the ways of the Raven Queen, and some magic as well.
For someone who was started out as a dirty underground dweller that sucks, he turned out to be a really cool guy. I'm gonna miss Dirk.
Yeah, and I'm happy I get to kind of continue on this path with him.
And then my second thing, Arthas, in our adventures while you were gone, we came across this very valuable suit, and I wore it to the function last night, and there was some combat. Oh my god!
It's all about quotas.
And now it's all bloody, and there are holes in it. It's a mess, and we just want its value back because it's a very nice suit. We want to maybe be able to pawn it off one day. Do you have any sort of magic that could fix this up? I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Do you have what's it called?
Prestidigitation, mending.
Prestidigitation and mending
I
would be
don't
the
think
two
so.
things that we need.
I don't think so.
All right, never mind
I'm
then.
looking. I have a mean firebolt.
Well,
I
that
don't-
would make things worse, unfortunately.
I don't want to burn it.
Cauterize it.
Greater restoration.
I
Only
think we
that
need
or
to wait
materials.
another 7 levels, and then you can just cast Wish.
Yeah, there we go.
True.
True, yeah.
And I can just beat the campaign. I mean, what? Meta pigeon.
I wish Kern is dead.
Apparently, if you try
Well, don't
cast
worry.
Wish,
If Kern ever becomes a king, I got him. I got that one card that lets me kill a king or something like that.
Yeah.
So, just saying. Contingency plan.
All right, so where do I find this man with the box?
All right.
go harass that big dude over there for a while, and then he'll try and get rid of you.
Go to the bowl, ask for the gentleman, and then tell the gentleman that you and your sister need to be smuggled out of the city, and he'll be able to get it done for you.
Okay. Well, I reach around, I go and kind of do one of the arm clasps with everyone, except I'm careful of Sam's feathers. And with that, I bid farewell.
Farewell.
You're on a good path, and I hope that you see it through.
Me too.
And with that, Arthas turns to head over to Baris, where immediately Andrea returns from down the stairs, gives a nod to Arthas, kind of wink at their talk before. She comes up to you guys. Well, are we ready? We have a lot to do today.
Yeah, what's on the agenda?
I'll fill you in on the way.
Okay.
So you all get dressed. Is there anything you want to do before, while getting dressed?
Yeah, I'm gonna preen and smooth down my feathers.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'll say to Sarah, what were you saying about Ian, and what should we do about that whole situation? If we can do anything? I don't know if we'll have time.
The Silent Order could be useful because they're good at collecting things, and they could be good at collecting information. I just think that Ian is pointing them in a bad direction
Yeah.
at their knowledge. So, if we could get Ian out, and then, at a minimum, we should get Ian out. 'Cause he's
Of
the one
course.
he's the sole factor that is having them fund
Hmm.
our enemies. But if we could have somebody in there that could be helping us instead, that would just be the icing on the cake.
That's sort of what I was thinking. Like,
Well,
if
we could also merge them with the Thieves Guild.
I feel like
Right.
didn't we hear that like the Thieves Guild like really doesn't like them or something.
Well, but that would be because of Ian's leadership, right? Like,
Yeah, I suppose.
he's making them do the things.
Let's talk to Andrea and the gentleman and Baris and everyone about it. I'm sure we can come up with something.
You see, as you guys are getting ready, there are uniforms placed on your dressers, sometime put there early this morning. They look like school uniforms. Very nice blazer with a tie, with a patch of an anvil. Sareth would recognize this as the Ironforge Academy attire.
Ooh, very prestigious.
Are we gonna meet the professor guy?
Andrea
Awesome.
comes in, kind of standing in the hallway.
To talk
Right.
to him about.
Put on the uniforms. We are going to the Ironforge Academy. We have some things to do there, and
What am I gonna do about the rest of this?
did you look under the pants? There's a
No,
disguise
I
kit.
cannot.
All of
Thank
you
you.
need to be disguised, including you, Scorn.
Okay.
All right, I get this.
Do we roll for the disguise
Yep,
kit?
you all have to roll.
What do I have to roll?
I'll let you
Sam, do
choose
mine?
between charisma, dexterity, or intelligence.
Charisma save.
5 or a -1?
It's not a save, it's a check.
So close to a 19.
Okay. You all disguise yourself as best as you can, given their
Hey, Connor, we
tools
got
to do
9.
so.
Yay.
You leave into the hallway with your stuff. This time, you are allowed to bring your bag of holding. It's disguised as a backpack. You have to put it in a backpack. But you cannot have any weapons on you. At
Okay,
least,
my weapons are right here.
Can't walk around with my great axe. Damn.
no, not as an Ironforge Academy student, no.
But you can put it in the bag of holding.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that
I'll do
holding?
that.
So you can put your stuff in the bag of holding that Sareth will carry, or whoever.
Do I have pockets?
There are a few. They're not very deep.
Would my brass knuckles fit in them?
Yes.
All right, that's where those are going to be.
Okay. You could probably sneak in a few vials if you'd like to. In like your inner breast pocket. They're not going to like pat you down at the school, but you can't be like carrying like a knife or anything like that.
A knife.
A knife.
Okay, I will take. Let's see. I have a paralysis poison and an antidote, so I'll take those 2.
Okay.
And then can I take the Umber Hulk poison and its antidote as well?
Sure.
All right, so I have those 4 things.
Okay. That's pushing it though. You can't fit much of anything else in there.
That's fine. I'm gonna mark those.
Okay.
That was all I was gonna take. Just those 4.
So, I'm trusting that you can figure out what you're putting in the bag of holding. We don't need to go through the item, like a list of it, but just keep it reasonable. There is a weight limit and a size limit. I don't think you're close at this point, but I think there's an armor set in there. So if you try and put more than one in there, you may run into some issues.
I'm putting my eyes in the bag of holding.
I'll put
Okay.
1 armor set in there.
Okay.
I'm just
And
putting my
I
weapons.
gotta have the 2 groundhog stink sacks.
Never know when you need to fart bomb someplace.
I have my jar of fake
Probably
vomit still,
take
so we're
out-
good.
The
Nice.
giant
Watch.
spear thing. Lance.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben was still here. I lost your video.
I go to
I'm-
Andrea and I say,
I'm here. You just gotta refresh.
Okay.
I go, is there a place we can put our things that is secure?
Yes. I'll take you there now.
Oh, I
Uh,
was
sh-
an eye of scrying? What?
She'll take you to one of the back rooms. There's like a bunch of lockers you can put things in. You can set the combo on them.
All right, so Connor, Sheriff, let's take everything out of the bag of holding we don't need, and let's put some stuff in there that we do need.
Okay, so here's
Oh,
what
I'm
I
gonna
got.
put my darts in there too.
I got a couple of my random things, which are fine. I got a shield.
And my thieves tools.
I got. I don't need my clothes.
Would I be able to
Bedroll.
have my bracers on under the uniform?
Yes, but if they show in any way, it will draw attention. But you can probably conceal them for now. It just might make certain situations a little bit more sketchy if you want to have that risk.
Well, they improve my dexterity, so hopefully it won't come to that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right, so I got my weapons. Yes.
I'm gonna put that paper in as well, the disappearing ink paper.
Okay.
And let's put
Some
just
tinderbox,
like worst
match-
case scenario, I'm putting Cal and Tywin's notebook in there as well. I would rather those be on us than in this locker.
There. I'm gonna put both of the gems in there for the same exact reason.
Okay. Are you keeping in there, Connor, the sword of
Oh.
Durlin?
Oh, probably right. I don't think that should be just like
yeah, that one
in
definitely
random
needs to
locker.
stay in there.
I don't remember that.
That's like the piece, the last piece to the puzzle for like resurrecting the guy. We're definitely
Yeah.
keeping that.
That's like a
Um,
very important thing.
Also, very important. I'm gonna put a diamond into the bag of holding that I have.
I have a
Ooh.
diamond in there.
Yeah, it's clutch.
No, I don't have a diamond.
No, you used it.
Alright, so now
On
we got
dirt.
one diamond again.
I have one diamond. Thank you very much.
It's in my inventory now.
For now. For now.
Hey, and then what was the
I'm
other
gonna,
thing you wanted to
I'm
add?
code checking all of this so I can get it all back. I want a receipt.
Yeah, what was the thing you wanted to put in there? Gems?
Yeah, the gem of light and that red gem that I have yet to identify. That's from the portal. Those are two of the.
You also have
Things
the
that-
rod pieces.
And the oh yeah, put the rod pieces in there too.
While they're doing this, because I pretty much put everything that I want to take in there, I'm just gonna turn to Andrea and ask her what are we doing at the Ironforge Academy? Like, what is the mission?
Right,
'Cause
you're
that would
taking longer than I
inform
thought.
what-
So, fair question. I was hoping to talk to you on the way, because we are, and she looks
We're almost done. Hold on.
She looks
Sorry,
down at her
one thing.
watch. We are running late. However, we have another mission. I gave it some more thought. I think you could be useful in this role, more so than your last. We are going to see the professor. There are certain things we need to put in motion, and we need some people.
Because the professor, I'm gonna put the gun in there. Davier's side piece. I'm putting in there.
May I finish my sentences, please?
Sorry, I got excited.
Right. Let's keep our excitement in check. You are going to school, after all. Not many people are happy going there. Anyway, as I was saying, you are to see the professor, to get into one of his classes and stay after. We are trying to persuade him into developing some blueprints I will be giving you that will aid us in the destruction of the mines. It is imperative, I want to underscore this, he does not know the true intentions of these devices, for if he does, and for any of his inventions, for that matter, it would likely destroy him. He likes to live in ignorance, and the machines he helps build, he likes to think are just for research, and are not mass-produced. He's a very delicate man.
I understand.
After that, I've talked to your friend Arthas, I think his name was, about the Silent Order, and they've been a thorn in our side and the gentleman's side. I think there's some work that we can do there to leverage them. They have this head, Ian, his name is, who I've come to find out is the son of the Angerelis, long lost.
Been told.
Mm-hmm.
We need to recover his ledger and prove he is who he is to destroy the Silent Order.
That's what I was saying.
Would we be able to, instead of just destroying the Silent Order, destroy him specifically?
They
And
are one
then
and the same.
we
We're not
could
going to arrest the
pivot?
people. We need to
Pivot
take him
power?
out. So,
We needed to destroy the Silent Order as we know it.
correct.
As we know it.
And the
Yes.
Angerelis have an important market share over the mines, so we can use this as leverage as well to use their part of the mines as ground base home base for our excursions therein. We're trying to play them, if you will. Make sense?
Makes sense.
I will not say a word. Got it.
And Jeffrey will never want Justine if he finds out that Ian is involved in all this.
I'm struggling to see how that is at all relevant.
That's the end goal.
That's the end goal.
You
The
don't
thing
care
is,
about it. This man
you know-
ruined his suit.
This is perfect. You are going to a school where hormones are flying. You guys are the perfect.
I'm in character, yeah.
We have to get into the mindset. You don't want us to mess this up, and we're doing our best.
After that, I think it would be time. Well, backing up a little bit. The Silent Order is making it difficult for our ground units to collect information. They butt heads frequently, and there are skirmishes that happen. And they are giving us a bad name. No one wants to speak to any of our members of our organization. I say our, I mean the gentleman. I am by extension part of it. We need them taken out, or at least sequestered. And the key piece to that puzzle is Ian. Are we on the same page?
Did you know that Ian might be working for the Clasp? Did you piece that?
I wasn't aware that you knew that. That brings me
How come you
to...
said it's just like, well, did you know that he was working for the class?
Oh, I just want to make sure. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, you didn't? Idiot. Okay.
Yes, I
Wait,
did know.
You didn't know
I'm
that?
trying
That's
to
so
show-
embarrassing.
I tried to show our worth here. Come on.
I have a feeling we can use Ian to get more information on the inner workings of the Clasp and what they intend to do.
And Montreal.
So what do you suggest that we do specifically with Ian?
Get his ledger.
Okay.
Oh, we
to
need?
start.
Okay. Alright, we know how this works.
I mean, Arthur said
Scorn
it's
and
an
I
attempt,
can be
right?
distraction. Sam, you got the little sneaky hands.
Right, we're
I mean,
late. Class is starting soon. Walk and talk, please.
I can
Alright.
just turn
Okay,
invisible.
perfect. This is great.
Oh,
We have
wait.
to be a little bit late.
Andrea, what are our names?
I'm glad you asked. In your pockets, you'll find ID cards. They have your names on them.
Okay.
I have
My
provided your names this time. Scorn is Andrew.
Okay.
God, so many
Fuck, I
names.
showed up
is-
to school with no pants on.
Are you
You
ready,
are.
Miss Sam?
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
Scorn
You
is
are.
Andrew.
Yes, Andrew Corelli, Corelli. Sam, you are Donovan.
Oh,
I
what a
don't
ball
look like
name.
a Donovan. Can I...
Donovan Mitchell. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you want to trade names?
I swear to the gods,
Have pictures on them?
do not test me.
Donovan what?
Donovan Johnson.
Oh, all right. Actually, I like it. I like the John. Just call me Johnson. Call me Big
Here,
Johnson.
Sam, you can be like, yeah, my parents named me Donovan, but I
Oh,
go by
and you go by
Todd.
Big Big Johnson, but it's a joke because you're like the smallest one here. Like that's
Yeah.
what's funny
Funny 'cause
about
you
it.
have
Yeah,
a
that's what's funny about it. It's an ironic thing.
Right.
Sereth, you are Gabriella. I didn't actually generate a last name here. Shit.
Wow, sexy.
Gabriella.
Gabriella.
They call yeah, my name is just Gabriella. It's cool like that.
Okay.
Sam, what's your last name? Don't worry about it.
Washington. We're going with that.
Oops.
Forgot to do your last name, apparently. Rip. They call me Gabriella. That's it. That's it.
Hi,
Done.
my name's Gabriella
My
Washington.
name's
but you can call me
Gabriella. What's your
Gabriella.
last name? Don't worry about it.
And your name, Andrea?
It's like, what's your last name? And you just start crying. I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna be perfect. When they ask me my last name, I'm just gonna give an eye roll.
I was never given a name.
It's not
I
even
will not
so-
be. I will not be a student. I will
Well,
instead
obviously.
be a part of the faculty. I'll be an
She can be
assistant,
mom. She can be mom.
and I will be invisible to you, and you will not know where I am, what I look like, and more
Yeah, you
importantly,
sound like my real
what
mom.
I am doing.
Okay.
She's really getting to this role as my mom. That's exactly what my real
So,
mom is.
to recap, because I want to make it abundantly clear, your role is to disguise yourself as everyday teenage students,
Mhm.
go to class, don't do anything stupid, and when class leaves, pull Professor Nahama aside, implore him to go to his office, and give him the blueprints found in your breast pockets.
And
Is he in on this?
tell him.
Convince him to build them. Okay?
Okay.
Say it's a research project you have, and you want his help. Don't mention what it's used for. Just do whatever you can to have him help you. He's a man of science. If you intrigue him, nay, challenge him, he responds better to these things. But do not push too hard. He's a fragile man. So, let's go over some things that we are not going to do.
Can we look at the blueprints before, just so we know?
Yeah, you
what they
all have
are?
the same exact copy of the blueprint,
Okay.
just in case.
What is it?
They are timed explosives.
Oh. Okay.
She says, as you're walking still, let's go over some ground rules and things we're not going to do. There will be no knife throwing of any kind. I don't think that needs to be said, but I never know with you. No flirting with the students.
Damn it.
No bullying.
Damn
No
it.
rescuing kids being bullied.
Damn it.
Yeah, fuck them.
Do not ask a question in the lecture.
Why not?
That's a really good one.
Do not draw attention to yourself. You will be outed. This is a specialized school for ironworkers. They will be discussing things that you probably don't know.
Fair.
Do not draw attention to yourself.
I think I have a
Do
lot of
not
questions.
sit together. You cannot sit together.
I look at Sam the way that Charlie looks at Mac across the restaurant.
I know it may hurt some of your egos, but if one of you draws attention, it's important that the other two remain incognito. If, for any reason, this goes awry, in your
Yeah.
other pocket, you have an out.
The cyanide pill.
Similar to the one that you used inside the ballroom, the Lava Chateau. If you don't use it, I will recollect them.
Okay.
Only in the case of an emergency. You and whatever you touch, living, goes with you. Do we understand?
Got it. Understood.
Great. What's your name, by the way? And he looks at you, or she looks at you, Scorn.
Andrew.
Andrew, how old are you?
I'm actually quite old. I guess my disguise makes me look young.
Yes, they would.
I'm 22. I'm 22 years old.
Okay. And, why are you attending the Ironforge Academy?
Well, my father was a blacksmith, and I always thought I could do a little bit better. Kind of working off his precedent that he set for me. I want to do more.
Scorn, really? Your dad was an ironworker? I didn't know that.
You all should be able to answer these questions like that. And you should be able to integrate them into your everyday speech.
Oh, sorry. I was okay.
All right, new ground rule. Sam, you will not speak at all.
That's what I said. I said
I
that.
pointed at him and I go, ah.
Sorry, I'm not good.
Walking.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm quick on my feet, but not in social situations.
Not quick on your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not quick on my mouth.
Sam, do you want some of this? Maybe it's best not to drink before class, but do you want some of this charisma juice?
No, drinking before class makes us cool. Score, do you have?
I know you did not just offer him alcohol before going to class.
Jesus Christ, what is happening?
You
I'm gonna be amazing because
do I need to remind you that the fate of the Republic rests on your shoulders?
Okay,
Question, how old are we supposed to be?
Andrew, let's put that in the bag of holding.
the charisma juice. Should I go
Yeah.
get it? All right, I would.
After you have to go back for it. Never mind. That's fine.
How old are we supposed to be?
Okay.
You're supposed to be college level.
Awesome.
I'm 22. Oh man.
All right. We are arriving soon. I will leave you here and get in my disguise. And I'll see you, but you won't see me. Are we all clear on what needs to happen?
Mm-hmm.
For the love of gods, please
No, we got this one, I
don't
promise.
fuck this up.
I promise we got
I
it.
stuck my neck out for you.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Don't worry, we got this." And I'm gonna look at Scorn and be like,
We got it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, one more thing. In your backpacks are books. Or the books you need. Act like you're reading them when it's time to read them. I've done all I could. Just, please. And then she'll just walk away and leave you. You notice it's about 7 a.m., 7:30, and people are starting to funnel in. Cliques are forming. Students are outside the school in the same uniforms as you, talking to each other.
Walking in, I'm going to turn to Scorn and go, I'm not going to say his name, but that's just who I'm turning to, so you know.
Mhm.
I go, so that stuff about your father, really, all you just made it up on the spot like that? Like, that's pretty good. I thought you were telling the truth there for a second.
Thanks. It's all about little truths.
What was the little truth there?
I had a father.
I guess that would be a very little truth in that.
Yeah.
I had a father.
My father had a job.
Actually, he didn't, but
Oh well, it's less of a truth.
You notice
All
as you're walking in with your passive perceptions, there is a clique of people sort of waiting, leaning against the front. So this is a very nice... by the way, the school is right here. This is the Ironforge Academy. It's a very beautiful building, a single building, high-rising spires, beautiful stained glass. It's right on the edge of Marquette Square. Beautiful building. And you notice that right near the front entrance, these two large double doors that are open are about 5 or 6 kind of athletic-looking individuals. Kind of big, burly, look like they definitely heavy lift or do sports or some physical activity. And you notice as you're talking and asking Scorn something, one of the people there, guy with really like spiked, short cut hair, kind of combed over, spiked a little bit. He wears, you can see his top button is undone, the tie is kind of loose, kind of like cool guy, you know? He walks over with his boys, leading the charge, and takes a look at you three. And
I'm not with them.
You're not?
No, because she specifically told us not to be with each other.
Okay. So it looks over at, is it you and Sam then, Scorn?
yeah, I would imagine we would have just been like maybe splitting off.
Okay,
but
yeah.
this,
So
like,
you
went-
all three are there then, I'll say. And he'll just kind of step up and kind of grab your arm, Scorn, and turn your body and say,
Everyone wants to challenge me.
"Oh, you're just the closest one to him."
Okay.
He turns you
Also,
like
closer.
you could do that, sure. For the sake of this, we'll just say it's Scorn for no other reason than that. Kind of getting all of your attention and his buddy's attention. Well, well, well. Look who we have here. Faces I don't recognize. And he looks at your tag that's kind of hanging. Andrew. He kind of like shoves your shoulder a little bit, pushing you back.
Can I try to like stand my ground? Like I don't want to move at all. Like I want to.
Yeah. So make a strength check, contested strength check. You would make a strength save. No, do a check against it. Yeah.
Ooh.
So he pushes your shoulder, and you do not move at all.
He moves
go.
backwards.
And you can see he kind of looks at his boys to like see if they saw it. No one says anything. It's just kind of awkward for a few seconds. He just moves his hand back. Andrew. Donovan,
To you.
is it? Oh, what's it to me? He speaks, and they all kind of chuckle. What do you say, you're a new face, right? I certainly haven't seen you.
To you, I may be a new face. Sure, you're a new face to me.
Hey, Billy, what do you think? You seen this guy around?
It's literally a new face. You put it on this morning.
Billy says, no, I haven't seen it. That's what I thought. And, Gabriella.
I'm not with them.
Oh, I thought you guys were, like, just splitting.
I meant
No,
me and
I was
Sam.
saying-
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. That's what you meant.
Got it.
You know, new faces around here, they often, I'd like to welcome you, give you the old Ironforge Academy welcome. And he'll start like, his boys will start to come around you, and they're gonna go for like your bag and start opening it. They're gonna try and open it at least. What are you doing at this point? Anything? Either
I'm
of you?
holding the bag above my head. Like I'm gonna like quickly like just get it up in the air.
He's like 6'3".
Oh, okay.
Like they're big guys.
Sam
And
does the same thing, but just puts it
I'll
at their chest level.
take it off and hold it close to my chest and just say, "Leave me alone."
A little bit
I don't want
touchy
any
about our
trouble.
stuff, are we, huh? You got something good in there? Mom pack you a nice lunch?
I'm just gonna start walking away.
He steps in front of you. Hold on, friend.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, "Wow, he's being really rude. You should kick his ass." And then I'm gonna keep walking.
Fight. You should kick his ass, and then I cast Shield of Faith. You should kick this guy's ass. Cast the spell.
I'll go into a fist fight with him.
I don't want any trouble here. He looks at
What do
his
you want?
buddy, Billy, and he kind of goes on your side, Sam. Billy kind of holds you up.
I just
Whoa.
got looks.
No need to be hostile. We're just getting to know each other. My name's Derek. He pulls his name tag out of his pocket. Why don't you guys sit with us today? Sound like a fun time?
I have like a spot though that I like.
Oh,
I
you
have,
do?
Like, a spot, or I like to say.
Yeah, I have a spot like in the classroom.
I have a
No,
spot.
I like
Oh.
to sit at.
And where is that?
I've never sat with you before. Like, why would I sit with you today? I don't really get this.
Bro, what
We've
is
been
with
going
the
to school for a
fucking
while.
alerts?
You haven't seen me around?
I think I know everyone here. Small class, and your faces I don't recognize. Just want to get to know you better. You know? He'll try and push you again, so make another strength check.
Okay.
Sam, the other guy will push you too. He's a little bit weaker.
Can I
So-
attempt to like sidestep it?
Yeah, you can make a dex check.
The guy that's pushing Sam.
Billy's the guy.
Billy.
Let's go.
Fine.
Sam, you kind of like step out of the way, and he kind of stumbles forward a little bit and kind of catches himself before his buddy Derek can see. The other guys are sort of surrounding you guys.
Can I do it in such a way where it seemed like it was more of a fluke? Like I don't want to telegraph my abilities.
Yeah, for sure. With that roll, you can
You
control your
like,
body
you fall-
easily.
Like you fell out of the way.
Scorn, he pushes you pretty hard. You don't like fall back or anything, but he definitely nudges you a little.
Can I do a quick scan to see if there's like a fucking adult
Yeah,
around?
absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I
need
want
an
to say,
adult. I need an adult.
I want to walk by and say, "Ha, good one, Derek."
You're so hot.
No, I don't like Derek. I like Billy. Billy and I hooked up years ago, and he won't respond.
You won't respond to my message
Bill
spells.
ghosted How many
You'll-
carrier
This is the
pigeons
angle
do I
that
have to send
the
your
angle that I'm
window?
going.
He won't respond to my
How many
message
carrier
cantrip.
This is the
Um,
angle that I'm going. gonna say,
So
Ah, good one, Derek.
you actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, he just looks at you weird. But gets back to it. You see coming from the front where you guys are stopped, maybe 20 feet behind you, the front doors, a beautiful woman who's dressed as a professor would probably be dressed here.
No, I'm
Steps
wearing
in.
student clothes.
Long blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes. She looks maybe in her early 30s. She's like that classic like hot teacher. And she walks in. Derek, Billy, Brad, boys, what are we doing here? Derek will say, "Oh, sorry, miss. Nothing. I was just welcoming our friends, Andrew and Donovan. I haven't seen them before. I was just giving them a warm welcome."
Yeah, they're being
Nod.
nice.
They were.
Let's end this. Let's break this up. Everyone gets to class. It's starting in 5 minutes. Okay? Yeah, of course. And Derek kind of gives you the look like this isn't over, punk. And his boys and him turn away.
I turn to Billy and I say, "Man, the teachers always pick on you guys."
Billy looks at you and says, "Why don't you come sit with us?"
I'd love to.
And he'll kind of put his arm around you and walk away with you. Just start just being like obnoxious, toxic masculinity guy to you.
I walk and play with my hair.
Okay. Make a performance check with advantage.
That's
Sarah, you could be his mom.
Shut up. People are into that. Stepmom.
Yeah, this teacher's early 30s. I'm early 30s. Oh man.
Ooh,
You
bro.
play with your hair, but you kind of like, it kind of comes off as, I don't know. It just isn't received as well, but you're still looking like, it's Billy. I mean, come on.
I
He
came out
takes
on
his
top
arm
of it.
off of you.
Yes, you came out on top for sure.
That situation.
You hear as the older teacher lady behind you. Not even 5 minutes in the door.
That wasn't our fault, okay?
Get to class.
I didn't say a word like you said.
She says, "Get to class, all of you." She kind of nudges you guys forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I'll go to class, and I'm gonna sit as far away from those boys as possible.
Okay.
Oh, I'm right there.
So this is like a
Um,
classic college auditorium. So there's like rows and
So-
rows.
Who's sitting where?
So the jocks are all towards the back, of course. Sereth is with them now. And the nerdy kids sit in the front. It's like a normal college distribution. There are rows of empty seats here and there.
I'm gonna go middle front on the right side.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll go far left side towards the front, but not the first row.
All right. So the way the lecture hall is set up, just so you know, there are 3 doors in this lecture hall. There's 2 at the front on either side of the chalkboard and the table. And then there is a entrance in the back, all the way up the like raised platform stairs where the benches are.
I know what room at Rutgers this is. This is was it Beck? Is that what it's called?
No, this is the
What?
academic building.
What,
It's on College Ave.
Okay.
What? How many rows away from the doors?
What do you mean?
Like, there's a door, and then how many rows? I guess.
Like of seats
Yeah.
in total? I'm confused by what you're asking me.
Yeah. All right? Are these rows open on each end, or is one closed off by like a wall?
No, so there's 2 aisles on either side, and then you can kind of scooch in if you need to get on either side. So I'll draw it. It's better probably just to draw it. I don't think it'll yell at me for doing this. Yeah, okay. I can't upload pictures, but I can draw. So the room is
Yeah, you
shaped
can-
like this big square. I'll bring you guys over in a second. Okay, this is the room in general. This is door 1. This is door 2. This right here is like the main chalkboard with the desk in front. There's like a little podium here. These are all... This is like a walkway. This is a walkway. This is a walkway. And then these are the rows of seats.
Okay. See.
And then the door is right back here. They kind of meet. If that makes sense. And this is all elevated. That's the layout of this lecture hall.
Okay, then I'm gonna be.
So I'll get your tokens so you can place them. I'll place you, Sereth, with the jocks.
Oh yeah.
This sheet doesn't have you on it. We'll go to this one. One sec. You and Scorn. Okay. So there are your characters. You guys can move them accordingly. So Sereth, you are like back left with all the jocks.
Be like there.
Yeah, I'll go here.
Okay.
Nice little staggered formation.
So, the clock on the wall says it's approximately 7:55, and you would presume lecture starts at 8. The room is filling in steadily with students, kind of and sitting. It seems like they sit in some sort of logical place, as though they like have some determined location, kind of following a pattern, which is often the case. They sit with friends and whatnot. Scorn, a young half-elf sits next to you. He's about probably 19. Kind of got acne face, standard half-elf ears. He's got very long, flowy hair, and in front of him he has a book. It is Ironworking, Volume 1. Or Metalworking, I should say. And then underneath that, he has a notebook, which he's dating, taking notes in.
Do I have Metalworking Volume 1 in my bag?
Yes, you have the same books.
All right, I'll take that out.
And
a
then
notebook if it's there.
Okay, yep, you do. Sam, a lovely young girl. She is halfling. She sits next to you, directly next to you. She kind of gives you a weird look when she sits there. Make an insight check.
Insight.
She seems pissed you stole her seat.
Oh.
But she sits next to you nonetheless. She puts on her kind of thick frame glasses, gets out her notebook and stuff. All right. And then, Sareth, you're just back there with the jocks. No one really sits anywhere near them. They kind of stay away.
Yeah.
I was going to say something to the person next to me, but if she's already mad, then...
You could kind of see she's like, gives you that look. You initially think she's like, oh no, does she see my disguise? But then she looks at the seat.
What's the demeanor of the guy next to me?
He just seems intently focused on studying, reading through his notes.
Okay, I don't want to bother him then. Never mind.
You get the idea looking around all of you. Maybe not so much Sareth. People are looking at their notebooks, kind of reviewing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same.
Yeah, I'm studying.
Okay. So you just read through the book, kind of mimic what they're doing.
I'm gonna look at all the bullets on the side.
But not open it to the right page, just like not really sure where.
What? Yeah. Can I try to see what chapter the guy's on?
Sure. Make a perception check.
I don't know why I care about doing well on this test, but I do.
They're currently discussing how to make Damascus steel.
All right, I'm gonna try to find
a Damascus steel sword in my backpack right now.
Section of the book, and with my photographic memory, just like memorize all the pages.
Yep, easy enough for you. You can hear general talks around you of people who are like panicking, classic exam day, like, oh, did you study, going over the review, etc. The girl next to you, Sam, asks, hey, I couldn't get number 5 on the review. Do you have the answer for that? The solution?
I'm gonna look in my backpack or notebooks. Do I have anything like a review guide?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. Nice.
Okay. Looking in your backpack and through your notebook, you find a copy of the review sheet, and it is filled out completely.
She said number 5, right?
Yeah, she said number 5.
What was question 5?
I didn't actually make a quiz like review. Sorry.
I wanted to say something about it. I'm gonna take it out and be like, yeah, I think so. Here, you can take a look if you want.
7.
Oh, thanks so much. You know, I don't recognize you, but you did steal my seat, but this makes up for it. So
I apologize. Normally I sit a few rows back, but the last test I didn't do so high, so I thought maybe a change of seating might help.
You too? I swear he made it so much harder than the review.
Yeah, I know. I swear I think I did this review like 3 times.
My name's Ariel.
Nice to meet you. I'm Donovan Johnson. You can just call me Big Johnson though. That's what all my friends do. God, I can't say that with a big sweet face.
This is a fucked up Disney parody if I ever heard.
I almost had it, but I lost it at the end.
Like
I'll just call you Donovan if that's okay.
I said it's a fucked up Disney parody.
I'll just call you
Big Johnson.
Just call you Donovan.
Donovan's fine. So it's like a play on my height. I'm the shortest of my friend group.
Me too.
I can see how it's a little weird taken out of context. Sorry about that.
I'm a halfling. Been short my whole life, so I understand.
Playing Abwood.
The guy next to you, Scorn, is like just reading and like reciting things back to himself. Like he pulls out flashcards. He has like a Rolodex of flashcards, all color coded.
Hey man, what's your name? Do you want me to like read some of those for you, like practice with you?
Oh, my name's Neil. Okay, can you quiz me?
Yeah. What does the word? Hold on.
Ooh.
What does non-ferrous mean?
And he'll recite it back. I'm assuming it means it doesn't have iron.
Yes.
He'll recite it back to you, and you kind of go on quizzing each other, so you don't grill me on my knowledge of metalworking. Saving my own skin here. You guys go on back and forth. He seems to be doing pretty well. He gets some things wrong, but not to like blow your cover that you just memorize the entire book. You kind of let it slide a little. All right, it's approaching 8, and you hear the front left door open, and then a professor walks out. You guys see before you
Professor Dumbledore.
a very short dwarven man with literally like it looks like cones of gray puff hair like on either side of his head. He has
Bones of Dunshire.
he's clean shaven. He has these thick like gold glasses that dangle on his neck with that like that chain, like that glasses chain that like hangs around. He carries with him a briefcase that seems like it's probably older than like the earth at this point. It's tattered, worn leather. Point of game. Oh. And then you can see there's like paper that it's like falling out of his thing. He's very disheveled and disorganized. He kind of strolls in. You recognize him, Scorn especially, but I guess all of you would. This is the guy that accompanied Montreal at the gala.
Interesting.
The short guy. Along with his hot date. Not the short guy's hot date, but Montreal's hot date.
Yeah, he could have game. You know,
Yeah.
Short guy can have a hot date.
True.
yeah, John.
Saying short people don't deserve love?
Yeah, exactly what you're saying.
It's more of his personality that would be the deterrent. He kind of comes in, everyone immediately quiets down. Even Derek and Billy kind of quiet down. You can hear he throws his stuff on the desk here. He says, "All right, class. Sorry I'm late. Tough morning. I trust you all are ready for today's exam? Yeah?" And they all don't really say anything.
I'm gonna look at Billy and be like, "Oh my god, I forgot we had an exam today."
We have that's today? Shit.
Apparently, this class is kicking my ass.
I can't fail this exam. If I get...
My dad will kill me.
My dad said no single-digit grades.
That's too much from you.
All right, we'll have a code, all right? I'll tap for A, you tap for B, Derek will tap for C, and Angelica, she'll tap for D.
There's
All right, guys.
many issues with this, but I'm not gonna point any of them out.
We got this, and then they'll like dap each other up. The professor will say, "All right, I'm going to hand out the exams. No talking. Books away, please." You can see the kid next to you, Scorn, is like reciting back to himself. He kind of says like a prayer, closes his book. He gets out 5 number 2 pencils, a sharpener, an eraser, and like a scratch pad.
Like that Mr. Bean.
Exactly. That's exactly it. The girl next to you, Sam, says, "Good luck. Thanks
You
again."
too. Yeah, no problem.
And the professor will start to hand out the exam. And they are different copies for the rows. There's 4 versions of the exam. He writes on the board the start time and the end time. You have 1 hour and 20 minutes to complete the exam. During this time, a beautiful 30-year-old woman walks in, greets the professor, and starts to walk around looking like she's helping proctor the exam. Okay. During this time, is there anything specific you guys want to do?
Did I
Sorry.
get either Billy or Derek's last name?
No. Oh,
Okay.
you would have seen Derek's on the name tag. He is. Let me consult the notes.
Because I want to fill mine out as Derek and just put all the wrong answers.
I'm gonna fill mine out as like I want to try and get like a
One
D.
sec. You just want to get a D?
I want to get a D. I want to do poorly on this exam.
City of Oresi. Okay. He
Sarah wants
is.
the D.
His name is Derek Duramont.
Actually, that might be risky. I don't know. Yeah, no, I'll fill it out as myself. I sit there, I want to fill it out as Derek, but then I erase.
Okay.
Because I don't want to blow this for like
Scorn's
a prank.
wrestling with the hardest question, the first one called name.
That's like the episode of SpongeBob where Patrick can't fill that out. All right.
I want to do the fancy that SpongeBob does. for the
Yeah.
whole test.
Why
The first
didn't you
answer.
write your essay, SpongeBob?
All that's on my paper is just a fancy the.
Okay. So assuming you don't want to do anything specific, like something like that. That's why I asked.
Pretend to take the test.
Yeah. So you will continue to hand in, or start to hand in your exams as the time has been called.
Well, I'm gonna strategically hold. I want to be like one of the last people to hand
Okay.
my exam in.
I imagine all three of you would probably do something like that, if that's
Yeah.
true or not. Sarah, unless you're gonna like walk out with these guys.
I will walk out with that. No, I'll stay after. To be
Okay.
like, I really fucked that exam. I want to like do after credit, whatever, or try and make it up.
All right. So as you like head out with like head towards the front of the room with the gang, and you start, Billy notices you start to lag back. He'll turn and say, "You're not coming?"
I mean, I want to, but my dad is gonna be so mad that I failed this exam because I failed this exam.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna try to talk to the professor or something. Maybe have him not be an asshole.
we're gonna go over to the cafe for some food and to relax, unwind. You can come by.
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
Gives you a wink. All right.
Wink back.
We'll turn. There are only 4 of you left in the room aside from the professor and the proctor.
Who's the other one?
The guy, Neil, who sat next to Scorn. He's one of those guys. He's like talking to the professor. He's like, Professor Nahama, a couple of questions about the exam. And he just starts going. And it's like been 5 minutes. Then it's been like 8 minutes. Professor seems to be like, leave me the fuck alone. But, you know, the kid keeps going. Finally, after like 10 minutes, he leaves reluctantly. And along with the proctor. It's just you 3 and the professor.
Okay, I'll get up now
He's like packing his suitcase.
to hand in my exam.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do mine too.
Now, normally I wouldn't allow you guys to hand this in late, but I made this one a little bit harder. So I'll let it slide. But next time, when time is called, pencils down.
Thank
course,
you for
Professor.
your leniency on this one.
Yeah, it's definitely really, really hard.
Well, is there
Um,
anything I could do for you?
who wants to take lead?
I'm not even planning on bringing up the thing.
What's up?
Sidebar. Who's taking lead?
Okay.
I can't. I'm not supposed to say anything.
Alright, I guess it's you, Tony, because I wasn't planning on bringing up the.
Professor,
I failed.
we actually I've been tutoring these two, and especially Gabriella. She's very worried about her grade. She I don't think did too well on this test. But we've come up with a
No,
project.
you didn't see what I.
Well,
Just
I've been
assume it.
tutoring you. I can assume.
I mean,
I don't know why I'm doing the
fair.
Felix voice. I'm like so.
hurtful but fair. Not
Anyways,
wrong.
we had the idea to maybe do. I would lead, but we sort of needed your help as well, to actually put it forth. We've been working together, and I I know that you don't typically offer extra credit, but we have a project that we think you'd be very interested in. We just want to run it by you, and maybe you could actually implement it if you like our designs. What do you think about that?
Is this for the science fair?
Yeah.
I
Well-
don't think that this could actually be done. This looks ridiculous. Like, make swords and stuff. Like, how would you be able to make this with
Well,
big heads coming up with over?
I do offer extra credit if you enter into the science fair. I give you 10 points for entering and 15 if you win a prize. However, you say it's impossible. Let me take a look. Do you have sketches, schematics?
Yes. Here, this is the
Do you want to
blueprint.
show it here, or do you want to go in your office, maybe?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's another class coming up.
He'll look at his watch, or his pocket watch he pulls out. Yeah, we could do it now. I'll fast forward office hours a little bit. And he'll take you down the hall to his chambers, his office. It is a fucking wreck in here. An absolute wreck. This is his office, so there's not like a workbench, but it is like
Stacks of papers.
just shit everywhere. You can see there's like coffee in a pot that's been brewed who knows how long ago. There's coffee stains on everything. It's a very small desk, and there's 2 chairs in front of his desk, and he says, as he's clearing it off, excuse the mess, didn't have time to clean yet, but please, have a seat.
Of course.
Thanks.
So, let me see the schematic. And, how'd you come up with this, idea?
Well, like we said, we're not sure if it's even possible. This is just sort of an idea that we all had. I was talking to them about something I read ahead in the book. Sorry if I wasn't supposed to do that, but I figured this might be possible. Let us know what you think.
I always am okay with students who read ahead. To get ahead, you must read ahead. That's what I always say.
Very wise.
And
Quite
he'll
the quote.
he'll look at this and he'll say, "This is quite detailed. I didn't even cover schematics like this yet."
He's a very
How
qualified
does it
tutor.
even work?
My father was a blueprint maker.
What part of that is true? I had a father. He wore blue once.
He had blueprints. Like, not like physically blueprints.
Taylor, he made blueprints.
He looks through it. This is very detailed. And what part of this is holding you guys up?
Well,
You know,
we don't have the we don't necessarily, with all of our courses and everything, we don't necessarily have the time or resources to actually put it together to test. And that's where we were hoping you would come in.
I mean, I barely had enough time to study for this.
Yeah.
I probably failed.
Now, if I help you, you can't enter this into the science fair. That wouldn't be fair to the other students.
Okay. Well, that's
Can we
fine.
use it for like a basis to make another version of it?
I'll tell you what. The end of the
Right now,
semester.
we can't get from A to B, but maybe if you help us get to B, we could get to C on our own. Like,
I'm following. Yes. How about this? There is a final project called the Capstone Project this semester. I will let you use this as part of your capstone project, but you must change it in order to get a full mark. I will help you with the base, and you can flavor it in any way you want.
that seems fair.
okay.
Now, I have to ask, and don't take this the wrong way. You produce schematics like this, I probably would know who you are in my class. Now, I admit I'm getting old at my old age. I don't have the best memory anymore. But I haven't seen your faces here before. Where do you normally sit? Did you transfer?
I usually sit in the back, but I wanted to get my test early, so I sat in the front today. That may have thrown you off.
I usually
I'm,
sit with
and I'm a
Billy in
pretty
the back.
quiet guy.
All right, I'll let you all roll deception, and I'll take the highest.
Deception.
-1.
Oh, that was advantage still. 14.
Okay.
I roll.
Man,
All right.
I think I'm proficient.
Well, with this kind of work, I won't forget your faces. So, forgive me for not knowing who you are. My mistake.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
Happy
to
to.
be fair, it's all him. Mostly.
I mean, I didn't draw that.
Well, then Andrew,
I mean,
there
I drew it, but he told me what to draw.
there is an apprenticeship program at this school. Are you looking to join that?
Potentially, yeah. I would be interested if you could give me the information on that and how to apply.
I can, and I think you should. Your skills are top of the class, it would seem.
Well, you say that now, but you haven't graded my tests. Let's knock on wood.
I have a feeling you got high marks. I'll tell you what. I will throw together some sort of prototype to prove it can be done. Part of skilled craft making is being able to take something apart and put it back together. And I think if I give you something like this, maybe a little different, and you take it apart and put it back together, that should be enough. Yes?
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
While we have you, I think I found, or was gifted, rather, I should say, one of your inventions. And I was wondering if I've been trying to figure it out, but like I said, Andrew's the brains of the operations here. I was wondering if you could take a look and maybe point us in the right direction and give us a hint about it.
What are you talking about?
One of my inventions.
Yeah, take the thing that we got from Davier out of your bag.
Oh. I'm just playing into it. It's like, oh, that wood thing?
No, not the wood thing, the metal one.
Wood and metal, I think.
Well, maybe it might be both.
Oh.
I can find
This
it.
thing? I just reached in my bag and I pull it out. This?
Yeah, that.
Whoa.
What would you want this for?
Please give me that right now.
Okay.
And he'll kind of grab it gently, place it on the desk.
Point it out of this? You want this?
Put it straight at his face.
This?
Is this what you want?
You want this?
This? Now, you know the rules of the Ironforge Academy. There is no weapons on the premises at all.
Is that I'm sorry. Like I said, we've been trying to figure out what this thing was, and to be honest, I had no clue. I didn't even know. I didn't know it was a weapon.
I thought you.
Gabrielle, why'd you let me take that out if it was a weapon?
I thought you could put a quill in there and it's hold the quill more comfortably or something.
I thought it might be like some sort of vacuum cleaner or something like.
We don't have guns, but we do have vacuum cleaners in this book, canonically.
This is enough to get you expelled from the school.
Oh,
You
God.
cannot expel me. My dad would kill me.
He kind of sits back in his chair. He's very short, so his chair is raised high. He kind of sits back. It creaks a little. He pulls down his glasses from his face. Kind of looks at you once over, puts them back on.
Counterpoint, if we knew what this was, why would we show you?
Right.
Look. Who are you?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
This by itself would raise a
isn't
red
mine.
flag, but in conjunction with your
I was
blueprints,
holding it for a friend.
who are you? What are you doing here?
Sir, I don't. I'm sorry. I think something got mixed up somewhere. We're your students, and
No,
we
I
don't
think
know
I
what
know.
this is.
Tell Montral I'll make his machine the end of the week. And to leave
have
me
no
out
i-
of...
Sir?
I told him not to come to my building during school hours. You work for him, don't you?
Who is Montral?
We don't know who that is.
The, what's it called?
Montral's a clasp guy.
No, we know. I mean, I know that, but I'm
Oh,
just saying
I
we
thought... I don't know what Connor was saying.
Oh.
I can't really hear you,
Audio
Connor.
except the music.
You can't hear any audio?
No, when Ben dropped out, I couldn't hear any audio except for the music, and
Oh.
then I had to refresh.
Oh.
I could
Weird.
hear it again. So I didn't hear anything after "Who are you?"
Oh.
He's pissed.
He just basically says, "Are you working for Montralt?" I told him not to come to me during like school hours, and like
Yeah,
I'll
I
finish
told-
his machine.
I was saying, like, I don't know. I was just holding this for this dude.
No, this doesn't add up. Okay, you come to my school with a weapon like this that I made
I still don't even
specifically.
know it's a weapon.
Sir, can we step aside for a moment?
We're in my office. Where are we gonna
Can we-
go?
Just step. Can we step aside for a minute? I
Right
need.
over here.
He leans over like across the table towards you.
All right, I'm gonna hope that. I want to touch him and make him forget that we showed him the gun.
Okay, what does he have to make?
I think it is a.
Grab him and use the Pokeball.
I think it's a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay.
Let me double check the.
Either way, he gets a 4. Well, base stat 4, so I don't think it works anyway. Or he doesn't save anyway. All right, so
and then
what are you... A specific moment in time you have to remove, so what are you removing?
Sam giving him the gun.
Okay.
It was Gabrielle that
I
gave him
grabbed
the
the
gun.
gun. I grabbed the gun out of his hand as Scorn's doing this.
Well,
Okay.
was it in his hand? I thought it was like on the desk.
Yeah, he
that's why.
took it
That's why I
back.
tried to pull him aside.
Yeah, it was on the desk.
Oh, well, then
Okay.
I grab it off the desk and I put it in the bag.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for all the help with the prototype.
Sorry, I must have had a moment again. Yeah, of course. You guys, this is really good work. You should be proud of yourselves.
Well, I'll be proud once I see the results. I'm still not convinced that this is possible, but
You hear a knock on the door. Just 1 second. Come in. I'm with students. The door opens, and it is a man with kind of these thick sideburns, brown hair, black trench coat. Just sort of opens the door. Oh, excuse me. Wrong room. My apologies. They'll close it.
That was weird. What was that about?
yeah, what the fuck?
I say that in character.
All right, well, I think that's all we have for you. Guys, are you good to go?
Do you know when we could come back to see status
Um,
of the?
I guess you could stop by my my lab if you'd like. Probably tomorrow or the next day. I'll give this a shot.
Sure. that
I'll
sounds
prove to you
great.
that this is possible. Nothing is impossible if you work for it. Remember that.
That's very inspirational. I really take that to heart if this comes out because I'm still a little questionable on it.
As for your marks on this exam, there is one more exam. So all hope is not lost yet. Study for it. Come to my office hours. And you'll do fine.
Oh, I study. Alright.
I'll just have to have Andrew tutor us some more.
Andrew, you should definitely apply for that apprenticeship program.
Oh, did you give me the forms?
No. And he'll rummage through like stacks of paper. Oddly knows exactly where they are.
Yeah, bizarre.
Here. Fill those out, hand them in to me next class, and I'll put in a good word for you.
All right, yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
You too, Professor.
Or Thursday.
Good one.
Yeah.
All right. You open the door. Scorn, make me an intelligence check or history check.
History.
Nice.
Nice.
That is the guy that trailed you after leaving the Order of the Archive to the Velvet Vow that opened the door. Remember, he had the sideburns that kind of came down to a beard.
Yeah,
Mutton
yeah.
chops. Trench coat.
Right. Okay. Guys, we should go. I think that's the guy from before. Who trailed us?
Is he working with? Okay.
Yep.
We should get out of here.
I don't think we have any other business here, right? We just need to find.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, she said she'll probably find us. I said we just head out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I
Well,
go
dip.
hang out with Billy.
So you guys start leaving the building.
Is the guy like in our view or?
Yes, he is knocking on other doors. You notice down the hall, it's a long hall of rooms, offices. Down the hall, you see 3 more similarly dressed individuals, long brown and black trench coats, who are kind of waiting, looking around, just sort of standing together while this guy is just checking.
Wait, he meets with 2 other guys or 3 other guys?
He didn't meet with anyone. He's still knocking on doors. There's 3 other guys down the hall who are waiting.
Okay. Got it.
One of them, as you're
I wanna
walking,
go in the
you have to walk
opposite
towards
direction.
them. That's the
Oh.
only way out, yeah. Unless you go through like a window, but through like an office.
Jared, does my cloak match the school uniform, or am I not wearing it?
No, you would not be wearing your cloak. It could be in the bag of holding, but
Okay. It doesn't really matter.
okay. You could try and duck in a room and do something, or you can continue down the hall.
Well, I need to.
I mean, let's just continue down the hall. We're in disguise.
Yeah, I
We're
was
good.
Yeah, I just don't remember if that requires attunement or not. No, it does not.
All right, so you head down the hall. As you get within 15, 20 feet of the group, one of the guys turns and says, "Hey, you and you, come here. We're looking for somebody. You can help? Can you help us?"
Why?
Yeah. Who are you looking for?
We're looking
Yeah.
for what's your height, Scorn?
Let me check. I'm actually kind of short.
Like 5'10"?
5'7".
5'7". 5'7", bald head, barrel gut, mustache. You seen anybody like that?
Nah, I don't think so.
I mean, that's about how tall you are, but
Yeah,
Bald
but
head.
I have a mustache and a bald head. Not me.
I don't think I know really anyone bald. Cool.
All right, well, if you see any of them, here's my card. You contact me. You understand?
Okay.
he's like the
Are
most
these men
sarcastic,
dangerous?
Okay, and like rolled my eyes like, okay, bye.
Yeah, what did they do?
Just let me know. There's some cash reward in there for you. All right?
All right. Say no more, fam.
What's the reward?
3,000 gold.
Easy.
All right. Well, I'll definitely be on the lookout.
I am.
He'll hand each of you a card.
I'll add it to my
Oh.
Rolodex. I already have Bixby's.
Yes, you do. All right, get along. Skedaddle. Go.
All right. Bye.
All right, you head down the hallway. You are intercepted as you leave by...
What does the card say?
Oh, okay, sure. The card is a business card to the Crowned Crest.
Round or crowned?
Crowned.
Okay.
Crowned Crest. And his name is Tommy Russo.
Hey, my boy Tommy.
And with your keen mind, Scorn, the Crowned Crest is directly across the Velvet Vow and is the building where you saw, or someone saw, them chopping up the Cyclopses.
Oh. Okay. I'll keep that to myself for now.
Yep.
Nobody needs to know.
Andrea intercepts you in her disguise. Well, let's leave.
No hiccups at all. No, we didn't have to erase anyone's mind. It went flawless.
It went really smoothly. I think you'd be proud.
Although I think I bombed.
Why
the
would you
test.
say that? You didn't have to erase anyone's mind. Why would that even come up?
I was
You might have
just
thought it.
reassuring you.
But why that specifically? There are a dozen other things that are like more probable than that. Yet
Wanna
you bring it
erase
up.
Andrea's
Okay, I
mind.
could
I want her to
say-
forget that Sam said that.
No, I want to keep it.
I could say I didn't stab a guy, and he'd be like, "Why did you say you didn't?"
Yes,
stab
I
a
would
guy?"
say the same thing. Why would you stab someone?
Okay, so this is clearly a you issue. Let's go.
Exactly. I'm just
Forgive
saying
me,
it
there's
didn't
been an
happen.
established pattern before this of things going awry, so when you say
Oh,
something
I
oddball like
know
that,
that
I
in
draw
our-
connections.
But I'm telling you, nothing happened. Like I'm saying,
Let it-
come back Thursday.
I also did not drop my jar of vomit. So there you go. That didn't happen either.
I cannot wait for this to
We
be over
also
and I can
do
cut
not
ties with
carry
you
a jar of
hooligans.
vomit.
We don't carry that. Why would we carry that?
Yeah, he said come back Thursday though.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, I
let's-
was offered like an apprenticeship or something.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you didn't draw the schematic. I don't think you should take it.
I'll
Do you want an
also,
apprenticeship?
I don't think you should take it at all because
I do lay on hands.
you
for
are
the score.
disguised, right?
Terrible.
Well, of course, but I wasn't going to refuse in the moment. I'm not going to take it.
know
I'm
what?
just-
Oh, of course.
Andrew
Yes.
has a very promising future.
I need to say this to make it clear. I just want to make it 100% clear now. I'm treating you like 10-year-old children. Okay? Everything
That's
it needs
hurtful.
to be said explicitly out in the open so that there are no hiccups anymore.
Right, which is why I said I didn't erase anyone's mind. Like
Yeah,
we're
saying
saying
things
things in
straight
the
out
open.
is just
That's true.
helpful.
Sam,
no need to be
you
cryptic when
didn't
you-
erase anyone's mind.
Look,
Exactly.
there are more important things to discuss.
Okay. Yes.
Did you
Continue.
notice the men in trench coats?
Yeah, we did
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
We saw them tailing us earlier.
Here's their card.
You did something right. Oh. This is good.
We got that by
Anthony Russo.
Tommy Russo.
Tommy
Yeah.
Russo.
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus.
He goes,
Tommy
he goes by
Russo.
Tommy.
His name's Anthony, but he goes by Tommy.
The other one was named Anthony. Not Russo, though.
It says
Tommy
Anthony.
Russo.
Quote Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy Russo. This is good. Ring any bells for you or no?
Not
Well,
for
I
me.
mean, the name
The
doesn't
name,
sound
no.
familiar, but I'm
Oh,
pretty
but
sure
he-
we've seen that guy around.
Yes, he's followed us before, and
Talking to us.
the address on that card, it's the building across from the Velvet Vow, and that's we saw in there actually right before we met you. We saw
Aw.
some Cyclops bodies being dismembered or remembered. I'm not sure.
In what order?
Okay, this is getting stranger by the second. Let's return to headquarters for our next debrief and our next mission. I believe the gentleman has some news for you. And however hard I am on you, I would like to say
You're amazing.
you have done a good job this time. If it becomes a pattern,
Ah, you love us.
She likes this guy. It's like, come on.
Eh.
Wait,
you ruin
start
every
high-fiving
good
Scorn.
moment. I'm
I start
trying.
high-fiving Scorn and
She
Sam.
walks away. She just walks ahead of you.
I take a high five.
And she just heads on.
As she starts walking away, I say, God, that's so much fun.
We're in character.
oh,
no,
here.
that's in character. I say that.
No, I'm saying we're in character
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
now for our high school personas.
This is for the ring. No.
All right, 4 days on that charge. Write that down.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. We will take our 5-minute bio break here and reconvene to pick up for the rest of the session.
nothing. In bed, call me Gabriella.
Oh no.
So Andrea has taken off a little bit ahead of you. Let me change up the music here. A
We
second.
can all agree we're just fucking with Andrea for fun, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Wait, this isn't real?
All right, one
Not
sec.
our hot teacher mommy now?
So
It's
Play
like when your
this.
mom's leaving you behind because you're just annoying as shit. You're like, Mom, wait. Mom, you forgot me. Mom.
all right. So she's a little bit ahead of you, but eventually you guys reconvene like together and catch up. You guys notice as you're walking. So again, I think I highlighted this before, but the school itself, I think you even labeled it. Yeah, is there. The route you take back is fairly straightforward, keeping to the main streets mostly.
While we're walking, I want to say that the professor said he's making another machine for Montreal soon.
Right, that brings us to our next point. When you return to pick up that device, I need you to get as much information, catalog it as much as you can. You have a good mind, yes?
Yes.
Me? No. Oh, him.
I was pointing to him.
Obviously.
Anyway, yes, you. Remember what you have. Try and get as many sketches as you can. If you can get blueprints that he's made, even better. I need to know what this man is up to.
On it.
I need to know what this man is building, so that we can be prepared for it.
If we can find a way to incorporate my cloak into the uniform, I could go invisible and slip away or snoop around or something.
Yeah, his office was a mess. I'm sure Sam, if he just grabbed a bunch of stuff, he'd find something useful for you.
This is good. Perhaps we return at nightfall.
I could be down.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, we must do reconnaissance on the whereabouts of this Ian fellow and the Silent Order. Now, your friend has given me their headquarters. The vulnerable vagrant, I believe he said. I think it would be unwise to go there directly. I would like to try and find this mentally slow person. Curly, I think his name is.
Curly, yeah.
Try and extract information from him. He's the weak point, unfortunately, and I think it would be wise to get him first.
He might be faking it, though. We're not sure.
I have my suspicions, too, but I think either way, we have... That's really
Either blows his cover or gives us the...
Didn't Arthas at one point say Curly likes to hang around at Marquette Square?
I've been told that as well.
Boom, look at that recall.
Yes. Then I think we should return back, debrief, have the gentleman keep you up to date on what we've been doing, the Golden Grin, and come back here. And perhaps even at nightfall. Nevertheless, there are some things I should catch you up on while we're walking. That I'm sure the gentleman will as well. So, we need to destroy the mines. And she's saying this in a very hushed tone. Being careful. They are, without a doubt, the stronghold in the city and upholding much of the forces of the Conclave. We need to see it gone. However, we cannot destroy it completely, for that will destroy Oresi, and that is not our goal. We're trying to stabilize it. In order to do that, we must have those explosives made, of course. But the Golden Grin has operatives around the city, people who are sympathetic to our cause. And once we get rid of the Silent Order, they will be able to operate better. Now, it's important, at some point you will need to infiltrate the mines. But I want to bring you up to speed on what they look like currently. They're controlled by the 4 houses. Each have a tier. The most prominent is the Marquettes. They control the lower tiers. The active mine, finding new veins, etc. Then, there are the Durmants. Let me scroll down. Let me back up. Then there are the Holtons. They're the second wealthiest. They control the 3rd level. Then the Angarellis and the Durmonts. It's important to understand the Holton family. That's Jeffrey's family.
So the Holtons are layer 3.
No, they're layer 2. Angarellis are layer 3.
Who's level 3?
Angarellis and Angarellis, and then the Durmonts are the 4th. So Marquette.
These are going from top to bottom, not bottom.
No,
to top.
they're going from the deepest part of the mine.
Okay. We're doing the same thing, but in reverse.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was counting. I was saying second, as in the second lowest.
Okay, yeah. So she says, there's a very intricate game of politics that needs to be played in order to get access to the lower layers. Now, the Durmonts are pushovers. They're easy to blackmail. The family, it's known in the community at some point, or to some degree, that the father is sleeping around with another man. We can use that to our advantage. Of course, we need evidence. To blackmail. That will be easy. The Angarellis as well. We have their son. The Holtons I'm having trouble with. And the Marquettes as well. We need to be able to use our advantage. I feel as though once we have all three families, we can use that to blackmail the Marquettes. We need to get access to the lowest levels. That's where we do the damage.
And how do we do the damage without killing ourselves?
The blueprints you handed off are timed explosives.
Right.
You get in and get out in time, you'll be fine, and evacuate the people. We're going to organize a strike on the day of our plan with the Golden Grin, and hopefully that will be enough. More on that when we talk to the gentleman. I want to bring you up to speed, though.
Some Lord of the Rings going on?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
The last thing I want to say is...
The Mines of Moria.
I've had some run-ins with some individuals high-ranking in the local government. Captain Asmos Rennie has made it his personal mission to find you and kill you.
Is that the guy we saw
Wouldn't be the first.
at lunch?
Yes, that is the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
However, he's using
Deadline.
the Red Riders, Kern's elite soldiers stationed here still, to do his bidding. They have a more direct and effective way because they circumnavigate the law. Under his blessing, of course. And who will question him? Certainly not the chief. So, we have to operate under extreme caution at all costs. If any of them find you, it could be the end of our mission and the conclave, and the Republic as we know it. I have put in word with the Council, and I will tell them of today's tales, building your case with them, your file, so that when you make it there and ask for whatever you need to ask for, you have some ground to stand upon.
Leave out what happened the other night.
I did,
Thanks.
and I will. On good faith, it won't happen again.
Absolutely never again. I never make the same mistake twice.
It's not gonna happen again?
And he never alters people's memory.
Enough with the
Ever.
memory. You're driving me up the wall.
Never
Please.
did.
I would like to forget this conversation.
You can make that happen. I mean, what?
No, we can't. Not for 4
We
days.
can't.
Number 14.
Let's
For
reel
an
it back in,
unrelated
please.
reason.
Before I as I
Here,
was
I'm
saying,
with you, Andrea. I'm paying attention.
it's important you are disguised whenever you leave this hideout, and you ensure no one is following you. The people we are up against are powerful. They've made it abundantly clear that they are willing to do whatever it takes to thwart us, magical or otherwise. So if you, at any time, feel like anything out of the ordinary is happening, it's imperative you tell me immediately so we can take steps to ensure it doesn't happen. I am trusting your discretion, and I'm advising you to be very cautious. Okay?
Okay.
In all seriousness, though, we
ma'am.
understand. We got caught off guard with Cal, and it was not a pleasant experience, and we don't intend to do the same thing again. Like I said, we don't make the same mistake twice.
Speaking of which, actually, Andrea, I've been carrying his notebook and his right-hand man's notebook as well. Would that be useful to you in your cause?
How long have you had this?
Since we...
How long have we known you?
Yeah.
And you bring this up
Or that.
now? Yes, I need it. I will send it to the Republic.
Let them know it's for us, for our
I'll take it
file.
out and give it to her.
This... Oh, not yet. You're not back. She won't let you yet. This book will help us immensely. Thank you. And while it should have been shown sooner, we didn't exactly trust each other. so I understand.
I also have his key ring back at the locker. I can give you that as well, in case.
Whatever you have that from him, gladly take.
Okay.
Anything else?
There's someone waiting for you back in the hideout. I will meet you there. We have a meeting in an hour with the gentleman. Don't be late. And don't be drunk. And don't alter anyone's mind.
I would
We
never.
haven't.
You
We
would
don't.
not do that for at least 4 days. I
I
promise you
also,
that.
when we were in the sewer underneath Farnfoss, I did find some research notes, which may pertain to what Cal was doing with his experimentation on individuals.
Anything you have on what he's done that you think can help us.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to read through it. There's, as you know, there's been a lot going on. But if I based on where I found it and what I think they are, it might be useful. So I'll add that to the package of what we have.
Thank you. I'll meet you back. You know the way, yes?
Yep.
Good work today. Your work is not done, but good nonetheless. And she'll kind of step back and vanish into the crowd.
Since we're gonna have to stay disguised, I'm gonna keep those items in the bag of holding for the foreseeable future.
As for the academy?
Since every time we leave, we have to be disguised, so I'm assuming we can't be walking around with all of our shit, right?
Yes, correct.
So.
Unless you go invisible.
Right, but I can switch that up. So all the stuff that we talked about earlier, I'm gonna keep in the bag of holding, so that way we just have to worry about disguising one bag instead of all of our bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all make it to. Are you going straight to the House of Elixir?
What time is it?
Yeah, I guess.
It's probably about 9:15. No, it's almost 10. It's 9:52 and 27 seconds. 28 seconds.
You guys think they have
29.
breakfast back there, or should we pick something up?
They'll probably have breakfast.
All right.
Not a good bakery nearby.
Oh yeah.
We're kind of opposite direction from that.
Yeah.
You guys are probably about here when she would have left you.
Yeah.
You definitely notice there are a lot of guard now. And I should have said this, but when you were near Marquette Square, you would have been near the Marquette Estate. No, you wouldn't have. I'm lying. It's down here. I lied to you.
Liar.
Never mind. I'm a liar. Filthy, dirty liar. All right, you notice that there are a bunch of guards at the Nobles Club and around that area, and heavily, it's especially underscored in the Golden Cross District here, like this Iron District too. All of this Golden District, all of this area is heavily guarded.
Yeah. You should just head back.
You notice that.
She did say that we have some information waiting for us.
All right, so
Yeah.
you enter into the House of Elixir. The gentleman immediately recognizes you, kind of greets you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, my good sir.
And he'll
morning.
kind of give you the nod, and you can go head downstairs. Boris is standing there, kind of just propped up downstairs.
As we walk down and the door shuts behind us, I go, Boris, here's to a better day today, hey?
Let us hope, friend.
Bars. How many hours a day do you just stand there?
It blends together.
All right. Well, thanks for doing your thing, man.
Do they have breakfast down here?
You can ask for it, yeah.
I say that to Boris.
Oh. Yes. It's so-so.
Nah, better than nothing, right?
It's food.
It's
That's
food.
what I tell myself.
I'll eat anything.
Stay
You know,
away
next
from the
time-
oatmeal.
No oatmeal, thanks. Next
Oatmeal,
time,
massive oatmeal.
next time we know a really good bakery. What's your favorite pastry, Boris? I'll bring you back something.
I have a weakness for strawberry cupcake.
I can understand that. All right, duly noted.
You cannot get me one. You have to get me at least two.
All right. At least a baker's dozen. Got it.
The more the merrier.
Sam, that's not what a baker's dozen is.
What? Oh. Well, we'll work on the math.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to say anything. All right, so you guys head in. You can ask for food, but
Sam
Sta-
also has a 1 intelligence modifier.
true. Standing at the, excuse me, in the middle of like the gambling section, which now has when it's not there, they put like these covers over these blankets over the tables. You can eat at the bar, but standing there is Hannah.
Oh,
Hannah!
Oh my God, it's true. You guys
Hey,
look different.
All right. Can you put in a good word with Andrea for us? She
What's up,
is
girl?
under the opinion that we're just like
bunch of
You know.
hooligans.
bumbling hooligans.
Nah, that's all a facade. She loves us. I know it.
I'll see what I can do. And she kind of opens her arms for a group hug. You guys look great,
Oh,
Gabriella.
yeah. Sorry, we
20 years
were.
younger. 30 years younger.
Now, you already looked young. Don't worry about it.
We had a mission to do.
Oh, I've been told. I've been told all about your escapades and your impeccable aim as well.
You know,
You guys
Hear
look.
about how we haven't brainwashed anybody?
I did show Shikost everything he knows about throwing a blade. So
Yes. Funny you should mention that. I do have bad news. On my way back, I saw a. She kind of like sits down at one of the bar. I didn't see Shikost, and I saw his camp ransacked.
no, that's not good.
Have you heard from him?
No, we haven't.
Not. We spoke to him a while ago when we were in Bryden, but that was a week or two ago, maybe. Right? I think travel time.
We've been here a while, yeah, and we were traveling.
Yeah, maybe like 2 weeks ago was the last time we spoke with him.
I'm afraid. Well, hopefully he shows up somewhere. He's a party man. Takes a lot to take him down.
Shikost sees a lot, so I'm sure if there's something coming towards him, it didn't catch him unaware.
Let's hope.
I'll be praying for his safety tonight.
I'm sure, but you know, I'm sure the Wild Mother, right? Scorn's probably protected him. He seemed to be a very devout follower.
I hope so.
That's another thing. When I was passing through the marsh,
The Wild Mother is also gone.
it's worse than when we went through it, or youth went through it. No, she went with you, yeah. For some of it,
Is the marsh growing?
the sickness.
Sickness growing? That one demon that got away, man.
I'm afraid there's not just one anymore. It's
Ah, shit.
Yaren has stopped all trade routes through the marsh. It's too dangerous.
Did you ever make it to
You're
Yara?
getting hurt.
I did. I brought Veth and Davir there.
What dog you're doing?
I saw your friend Farhan, like you mentioned.
I thought, didn't.
Davir died.
I thought Darvier is dead.
No, Davir, sorry. Just Veth. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I was like, he made it?
No.
We told his cousin he died. Like, that's bad.
This isn't the real Hannah.
Traumatize his cousin for no reason.
He told his cousin he was dead.
The disguise drops. It's his cousin. I knew it. I brought Veth there, along with that Alicia girl.
How is she doing? Or was she doing last time you saw
She's
her?
traumatized, but
I'm sure.
better. Your friend Farhan, he's quite the gentleman,
He's a good guy.
He is.
and
That he is.
I didn't even recognize the city. It looked so different from when I last saw it. Good
I'm
things.
sure we probably wouldn't either. To be honest,
Yeah, I'm sure it's been a while for you. Yeah. Well, he did tell me to hand you this. And she will bring forth 3, because he didn't know Arthas left. Documents, official documents, signing you on as members of the official Yarn Council.
Oh, nice. Next time we see a raven, we'll have to forward this along.
Where is Arthas?
He
Arthas
has his own path to follow. Yeah. So, but his path has taken him up north towards Aeon, which is an eventual destination of ours. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to link up with him there.
Sad I didn't get to say goodbye, but I'm sure he'll be all right.
Well, I'm sure we'll see him again.
Yeah.
He's
See you later.
tougher than he looks.
Goodbye.
He got
So
more
Hannah,
health- he's got more health than me, Hannah.
More HP.
He's got more
Are you-
HP.
Hannah, are you staying here with us? Are you going to help us out a bit, or do you have your own thing to do?
I'm working for Andrea. I don't know where she'll send me. But I lost
I know that feeling.
some of my contacts that were stationed here. She told me that she thought she was the only one left.
Yeah,
Unless we have
did-
each other.
We did tell her about you, that you were going to Yarn. Last we heard, so.
It's getting dangerous in the south.
That it is.
More so than I thought before. I was in a bubble in Farnfoss. Albeit one that was toxic. But in
Would
a
you
lot of ways
say-
better than what's outside.
Did you say
More of a
it was
smoke cloud than a bubble.
I was saying, did you say it was a dirty bubble?
I was thinking that, but I was like, I'm not going to do that because they're going to make the joke, but you made it anyway. I'm the real life Andrea. Well, you guys look great, and tell me what's new? What's up? What brings you to Oresi and working with Andrea and the?
Well,
Just
we-
typical stuff, just trying to overthrow
Yeah,
hostile
overthrow
power. Yeah.
Just kind of
You know
foreign
what?
thoughts on a larger scale with hopefully less fires this
Yes.
time.
Aren't
Some
Boss
fires, but less.
Hmm. You know, I
Mostly concentrated fires in the mine region.
You know, I passed through Farnfoss on my way back,
Oh yeah.
disguised, of course. They're doing much better.
That's good to hear.
I wish we could have stayed to help out, but we had to get out of there.
Understood. So yeah, working with Andrea, she told me a lot about you. When we
All
spoke.
good things, I'm sure.
I'm sure she
course.
had some choice things to say.
She was.
Calculated words.
She over exaggerated. She's very
A-
dramatic. You know.
She's
how
a
she
little
is.
bit wary of your capabilities, but I reassured her. We quite literally went through hell and back.
I mean, she may not like the path, but we get results.
That's it.
Without altering people's minds, too.
Without
And
all
Occasionally. a
I
little
do
bit.
want to apologize to you guys for not being as useful as I could down there. I didn't
No, we
quite
understand.
trust you yet, and my mission was still #1 priority, and I didn't know we were aligned in that goal.
Well, you took care of my cloak, so it's all good.
What are
Well-
your abilities, by the way? What were you hiding from us? What do you specialize
Yeah,
in?
let's
I
do
guess.
it. Let's fight. Let's figure it out.
She punches you in the face now. I'm gifted in the arcane arts.
Oh,
More of a
spell slapper.
kind of a less damage kind of person and more of a jack of all trades. You're in a pinch, I probably have something for you.
It's my kind of girl.
I like that. How's your kind of girl?
You
Girl
are
that-
too, Sarah.
Takes all the hits for you.
Yeah, I can have more than one type of girl.
Oh, you're that kind of guy, huh?
I'm not. I'm a bird. Okay, chill.
That's why I like girls.
Are birds polyamorous?
Birds are notorious.
Probably some birds. Probably.
I feel like they probably all are. I don't know.
Well,
Or not-
some birds
not
mate for
penguins.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
penguins.
penguins do.
Never mind. Let's get off this.
I can see why Andrea loves you guys.
Yeah.
She loves our witty banter the most.
Well, it really is nice to see you. I think there's a
You as
meeting,
well.
so I'll be sticking around for a little while. Have some drinks. I know it's early, but
Oh, yeah,
it's
we'll
5 o'clock
catch up.
somewhere.
But didn't she tell us not to drink?
Yeah, she specifically told us not to drink.
Well, she said not to drink before that first mission.
Hey,
She said don't drink before school, and then she also said don't show up to this drunk.
I'm not Andrea. I won't say anything.
Those are dangerous words.
Barkeep. 1 round.
Yeah, I'll have a drink.
She said, no, she
Of
did
what?
say don't show up drunk. She didn't say don't show up buzzed.
Yeah. Of ale.
Yeah, I'll have some ale.
Have some mead.
Some breakfast
Just
ale.
fill some grogs of ale.
My
liquid,
breakfast
liquid
is
grain breakfast.
breakfast and bar peanuts.
Liquid bread.
I mean,
Yeah,
if it's
some
like a
liquid
Guinness,
bread
then
for
that's
breakfast.
basically bread.
It's true. After a little bit of time has passed and reconnecting, you hear the door open at the stairs. The chitter chatter of Marion, who's the Ruby of the Sea, or what, I forget what I called her. Hold on, I have it. It's been a
Finish
little
my beer.
while for me. The Ruby of the Night, excuse me. The crow's there,
I
and
want to call her the Ruby of the Sea.
Yeah, I'm
She'll
pretty
be
sure
mad.
the of the sea person was the bad woman.
yes, correct. So the Ruby of the Night, her name's Ruby. You met her. The Crow, Marion, you met her, and the gentleman, as well as Boris, is there, and Andrea. You smell a fresh array of sweets as Andrea
Oh,
walks down with a box.
I do want to have had my disguise taken off, at least the makeup.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I want to walk by Boris and give him a fist bump, like just like a subtle, just like as I walk by.
He'll kind of give it back reluctantly a little. He's like a little weirded out, but it's not hostile or anything. But she'll come down, Andrea, with a box of goodies from the bakery of some kind. It smells delicious. And she'll open the box and give 2 strawberry cupcakes to Boris.
God, she's always
I know your
stealing my
favorite.
ideas.
May I eat this now?
Where's it from?
Yeah, of course. I don't care. She'll turn.
Is it from a
Please.
lesser bakery?
I don't know what that means, but we're having a meeting, so.
I'm asking.
Is that ale?
No.
No, we
It's
finished
not what it
those.
looks like. That's someone else's. Also, I'll be right back. But again, I have the headphones so I can hear.
No, we
That's-
finished those already.
That's not mine.
No, it's
I'm holding
empty.
it for a friend.
Yeah, no, we finished those already.
I'm holding it for a friend.
Forgive me. She turns. Forgive me, Quentin.
And also, I want to pull out the research notes. I went to grab those notes for you here that I was talking about earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave her everything too.
I trust we've all come caught up, right? It's meeting time, and let's get a move on.
Right there with you.
All right, I'm gonna take the notes out of my inventory because
Okay.
I have given those up.
So, she sits everyone down at one of the tables. They undo the covering. Boris just stands in the back, kind of leaning, eating his cupcakes.
While we're walking over to the table, I want to go to Andrea and just be like, whenever you figure out what those notes are, I would love to hear about it.
If word gets back to me, it will get to you, I promise.
Thanks.
Right. So, we had a successful incursion this morning. Our mission went well, I would say. We have successfully planted the evidence in the office of Professor Nahama, and we are ready to move forward with the blackmailing. Does that sound okay? The gentleman will say, "Excellent, excellent. See, I knew this would be a good job for your troops. Yes, I had my doubts, but they pulled through."
Piece of cake.
Cupcake.
No issues at all.
Now-
No mind erased. Nothing.
The authorities have been notified and are momentarily... she'll back up. We have left the note saying the authorities have been notified, which should scare Professor Nahama into siding with us. You guys are starting to realize she did not tell you the full mission.
Yeah.
You guys just planted evidence to use as blackmailing, essentially, for Professor Nahama.
Blueprints?
Yes. So I believe within a day or so, we should have access to his abilities and further our cause.
So we don't need to go back to pick this up?
No. However, we should probably go back this evening and take a stock of what he has and see if he tries to hide anything. Or pawn it off or whatever.
And while we're there, we can investigate that Curly fellow.
Yes, that was my next item. Thank you, Scorn. I have spoken with an associate of mine and of theirs, although ex-associate as I understand it now.
Well, he's just,
Never ex-associate. So.
Not an ex-associate, he's just an absent associate.
Right. Okay. These details are important, yes. Anyway, as I was saying, we have gotten intel on the whereabouts of an individual linking us directly to the head of the Silent Order, which, Quentin, I'm sure you'd be you'd be happy to hear. We have a plan of taking out. Now, this resource of ours has told us a man by the name of Curly, a mentally handicapped fellow, is responsible for finding the locations, prospective locations for them to ransack and steal from. Now, how he comes across this information is, well, a mystery at this point, but we hope to shine some light on that this afternoon when we go over there to investigate.
We do have some suspicions that he might be linked to the clasp somehow.
Right. We have suspicions, which we would like to confirm either are valid or invalid. On top of that, we have received quite astonishing information, useful, in that the head of the Silent Order is Ian Angarelli, the long-lost son of the Angarelli family. And with this information, I'm confident we can use this to blackmail them, to giving us access to their minds, among other things. You can see Quentin kind of sits back, just listening. You notice Marion, the crow, the female human. She's kind of like leaning back, eyes kind of squint at some of this information. She'll cut it in and say, shit, I just hit my mic, sorry. You said Ian Angarelli is the head of the Silent Order. That's what I've been told, yes? And how do you suppose we prove this? He ran away when he was 12, and he's, by my calculations, almost 24? How could we... I have gotten word there's a ledger. He keeps track of all of the possessions of the Silent Order in order to balance the books. Seems the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and we can use this against him. And the family.
Documentation.
And do you think that they'll care about their son who ran away 16 years ago? I think they'll care about the image of their family, and he is a stain on that image.
Especially if he's been stealing from their friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to raise my hand.
Scorn, you can speak openly. You're not in school anymore, yes?
Yes.
Stone character.
The one thing about Ian is that if we can't blackmail... if we reveal to the followers of the Silent Order that it's Ian Angarelli in charge, then we can't blackmail his family because that information will be out. So are you suggesting that we physically remove Ian from his position of power and then blackmail the family, or what exactly?
I'm saying we take Ian, we hold him hostage, and as part of our deal, We'll give him back, and we will not say any word about his true occupation in the city. It is imperative he is alive and well.
Okay.
And if they need the proof, I will send the ledger. Parts of it. All right. Continuing on. We have talked to our connections with the Golden Grin. Specifically, I will pull them up. Nasir, he has agreed to our terms, and he will start rallying up individuals to start a protest this weekend. That should provide us enough time to plant our explosives, destroy the mine, some of the mines, and cripple Kern. We have one large problem, and I think, Hannah, you can speak on this. I'll open the floor to you. Hi, yeah. So, I'm Hannah, also a White Raven. But
Hi, Hannah.
during my time with Cal, I have become privy to information regarding Kern. And I think we need this information in order to end this war. Kern is a prideful man, and the fall of Aresi won't be enough to draw him out. We need to cripple him in the eyes of his own people. They don't give a rat's ass about Aresi, a rat's ass about any of this. They care about Kern and their own. We need to go after his Death Riders and pick them off one by one to make Kern look weak. Those Death Riders are the only way these clans are united behind Kern. And if we pick them off one by one, he'll have to come out and face the music. Or have a rebellion on his hands. The clans will fall back into civil war, and we can finally beat them back. We've never faced a united force like this before, and it's because Kern has strong-armed all of them, probably with false promises, and has made a force that quite literally is obliterating the Republic. It shouldn't be news to anyone here. We are losing this war. It was news to me when I found out. We will lose this war by the end of the month.
Oh.
That's 2.5 weeks.
Oh.
Kern, the status, what's the word for strategic person? Whatever. The strategist. Thank you. I was gonna say statistician. He's really good at math.
Strategist.
He's working
Kern
on the probability of winning.
Is a good strategist. He's using the research that Cal has conducted to create weapons. We call them screamers. He sends them in after a battle as refugees. Women, children, elderly, to pull on the heartstrings of the conclave and the cities within it, to take care of them, to bring them in. It's not their fault. They're victims. And then they snap and turn into beasts, monsters, demons, and destroy villages, blocks of cities. They have single-handedly stricken fear in the hearts of every citizen of the Republic. And are destroying our chances of winning. 2.5 weeks. That's it. By my calculations, he gets to Aten in 2.5 weeks. We have one stronghold left, the Emerald Outpost. It's over by the Dagger Bay Mountains. And we have word, Kern's latest plans. He's been digging tunnels beneath the mountains to circumvent the fortress that is the stronghold. If he breaks through, which could be within a fortnight, that's the last domino. Free reign on Aiden. I want to stress today how important these missions are and how dire a situation we're in. Now, we may have had a small victory today, and I'm thankful for that, and that's at the backs of you. And she looks at all three of you and Andrea. But if we don't move on this soon, that won't matter. None of this will. In cities like this, they'll be the norm. She kind of sits back. Well, I think that's motivation for all of us. I think that's enough for this meeting today.
Let's get out there and work.
We'll reconvene here this evening after we've done our mission. Hannah, your friends have some information they'd like to share with you that you can report back up the chain when you leave this evening. If you will. She looks at you guys to hand it over. You hand over all the stuff.
You're leaving already?
I'm afraid I must return to Aiden and report what I found.
Oh, then maybe you'll run into Arthas on the way there.
Yeah.
Well, we had, from our travels, as you know, picked up Cal's notebook and Tywin's notebook. And we found some research notes in the tunnels. So hopefully this might provide some useful insight into Cal's experiments and maybe a way to identify or reverse what he's done. We can only hope.
And also Cal's keyring, in case there's anything that you've been trying to open that you haven't been able to.
All of this is extremely valuable. Or she'll say it, sorry. This is great, guys. Really. In terms of your friend Arthas, I'm afraid I probably won't see him. Is the pad open? And she looks at Andrea. Andrea looks at the gentleman. Briefly, it will be. I'm afraid it's the last of our crystal. But dire situations. Drastic measures will be taken. I will have it ready for you this evening.
What pad?
Do you ask that, like, openly?
Yeah.
Oh, a teleportation pad.
Oh. You guys had that the whole time?
It's not like I can use it at my whim.
Is that how you got here?
It is.
How does it? What do you need to use it at your whim?
This isn't the time. Meeting adjourned. You three. We have prep to do.
We'll table this discussion for later.
They already pushed their seats out as you say that.
Good. I'm glad we're in agreement. Thanks for listening.
We're all in agreement. We haven't brainwashed anybody. Erased any memories.
Hannah will kind of give you guys a warm smile and disappear off into the part of the the quarters part of the basement.
Right.
Excuse me. Well, I apologize again for not telling you the whole truth. I would like to say I didn't lie.
Yeah, but when you start gonna, trust us with the full story.
We'll see how tonight goes, and that will gauge my response.
Truth, they're not that bad, right?
I don't want to know. Just leave it as a partial truth. Helps me sleep at night. We have some pressing issues we need to attend to. We need to figure out who this Tommy Russo is. Figure out why he wants to find you.
He said there's a 3,000 gold bounty on us. So presumably someone's paying him more than that to find out.
Interesting. And while we're out, I think we should probably try and figure out what this Curly fellow is up to. I have a lot of questions. We should talk disguises, a plan. Have any ideas?
I would like whatever disguise we come up with to incorporate my concealment cloak.
Is that the one that makes you go invisible?
Yes, it is.
That would be useful.
It certainly will be.
We could perhaps take a page from Arthas's playbook and disguise ourselves as vagrants to interact with Carly a little bit more freely.
Hmm.
At least I'll say us as in like me and Sarah, because I know Sam's probably going to be handling the
How about this?
other thing.
I think being a vagrant might put some barriers up to where we can go. However,
I'd like
we
to wear
pre-
my armor if that's possible.
I was just going to say, I think this is a win-win-win. I think we should pretend to be officials and try and draw Curly out with information, quote-unquote. See if we can bring him out of the shadows and overhear our conversation. I think Scorn and I will disguise ourselves as officials, talking about the next picking. Sam, you can do whatever you do in the shadows, and Sereth, you can be our guard.
I do have a conclave uniform. Would that
We can
help?
arrange all of that anyway.
Oh, okay.
What about going to the professor's office?
Well, you'll be invisible. What do you care?
No, I'm saying, are we doing that at the same time, before, after?
Do that at nightfall.
Okay. Works
think
for me.
doing that-
My invisibility has an hour, and I can only use it 3 times before its magic is exhausted for the day. So
An hour should be plenty.
just
If you're
so
as good as you
aware.
say you are, that should be plenty of time.
Oh yeah, I'm just making sure you're aware. You know, in the spirit of sharing full information.
All right. Well, get ready to go. We'll be leaving in an hour and a half's time. Have some breakfast. I guess you already did. No more drinking.
Who said
Oh.
don't show up drunk? Follow that rule.
And I'll go get ready. I have a few errands to run before, and we'll be good to go.
Said in an hour,
Hour and a half.
hour and a half.
I trust you know the time. And she looks at you, Scorn.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, until then, she'll turn around. Boris kind of gives her like a smile. First time you've seen Boris smile. It's kind of awkward, like kind of weird.
I want to shoot the shit with Boris for the hour and a half.
Okay. So I'll give you guys the option. It's 9:14. We have 15 minutes left of session. Do we want to save the rest for next session? Do you think this is a good stopping point, or you want to continue on for a little longer? It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I don't really have anything like specific that I would want to do in this hour and a half. At least like that I could do like here without leaving. So I'm good. But if anyone else wants to like RP anything, I'm happy to stay in it the 15 minutes.
I'm good.
Yeah, I was just gonna shoot the shit with Boris.
Okay. So then we will pick up next week.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Fun sesh. Happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Call
very good.
me